yo, this is it. This is the beginning, Bahamas. This is our moment. This is our time. It feels so good. Feel good to make my parents proud. Feel good to be able to make the country proud. And I just want to shout out everybody right now who've been behind this movement from day one. This is our time, Bahamas. Miss World 2015 and beyond. We're getting ready to head there. We're taking this to the world. Get ready.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jimenita Swain and the Bahama Beauty. At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now. Everyone, it's Tuesday, September 23rd, and you're watching What's Trending. I'm Jimenita Swain, and tonight we've got the hottest trends, the latest news, and yes, we're diving into serious conversations that matter. So buckle up, get ready, and let's jump straight into What's Trending. Breast cancer awareness isn't just for October, and BTC is keeping the conversation going year-round. We've got the dish on their upcoming Think Pink with BTC event, plus why mammograms and early detection can save lives. BTC's Stacey Mackey joins us to share how they're making awareness a 365-day priority. Faith, culture, and color collide in the bold, vibrant work of a Bahamian artist. She's transforming raw emotion into striking art, and we're exploring her journey, inspiration, and creative process on culture in color. And lastly, we are hitting up our trend tracker, where we round up the quirkiest, coolest, and most talked about stories making waves across the globe. From pop culture to viral moments, if it's buzzing, we're tracking it. Don't go anywhere, we're just getting started on What's Trending.
Diet-friendly special.
People think breast cancer awareness is only in October, but the fight for education, prevention, and support is year-round. That's why BTC is hosting its Think Pink with BTC event in just a few days, giving the public a chance to hear from a leading imaging consultant on why mammograms and early detection saves lives. Joining me now to share more is BTC's marketing manager, Stacey Mackey, and Sister Breast Cancer Support Group President, Shanty. So welcome back to What's Trending, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to have both of you here with us. And so, Stacey, what is this Think Pink with BTC event all about, and why was it so important to host it now?
You know, you always ask us, like, why is BTC doing something whenever we are organizing an event? And for us, it is important to be socially responsible, not just about selling our services and our products, but also ensuring that our customers have the knowledge as it relates to anything that is happening. I think that we've seen that breast cancer is a serious issue in this country. And if you have not dealt with breast cancer, you know someone, or there's someone who is close to you that would have dealt with it. So we, of course, you know, we do everything as a partnership, and I reached out to Shanty, and she graciously agreed to come on board to be a part of this initiative. And we want customers to not just get the information, but also be equipped with the tools necessary to fight breast cancer.
And how important is it then, because this event isn't in October, so how important is it to raise awareness outside of the traditional October activities that we often see?
We want it to be early, right, Chantel? We want it to be early because I think, too, one of the things that we had discussed initially is that breast cancer shouldn't just be thought about only for October. We should be thinking about it all the time. Every day, someone is being diagnosed with breast cancer, and we want to ensure that you get an early jump start. You know, a lot of times women don't do their annual until the end of the month. And so we want the end of the year, I should say. But, you know, we want to be able to give you the tools necessary to educate you and inform you with how you need to move forward when it comes to your health. Not just women, but men as well.
And Chantal, how important are events like this for your organization when it comes to raising awareness and creating a real impact?
So when Stacy reached out, I was happy because I wanted to use it as what we call our launch pad. We know we are doing an event with Bahari, so I said BTC is next because this month we want to focus on breast health. A lot of times we think about breast cancer, but we want to talk about breast health before you get to the cancer stage. And what we've seen in the last 2 to 3 years is that traditionally women wait until October to get mammograms because they're looking for free mammogram vouchers or they're looking for a discount, and that normally happens. But what we also notice is our younger women, they're not thinking about mammograms. They're not thinking about breast health. But unfortunately, when they come to us for assistance, sometimes it's very advanced. I mean, I'm talking about women with holes in their breast. You know, their breast is dark, it's nipple, you know, it's looks like orange peel.
And obviously we're seeing more and more events centered around awareness. In your view, why are these initiatives powerful in bridging the gap between education and action?
It's prevention. Really and truly doing your self-breast examination, you can catch that issue very early. You can catch it before it gets to that stage 3 or 4, before it starts to spread. And like I said, we want to concentrate on breast health because a lot of times we don't teach our young girls how to do breast self-examination. We don't teach our young girls how to know when something's wrong with your body. Like I said, in the last 2 or 3 months, we've seen young women, and when I say young women, women in their 20s, women in their 30s, even a woman in her 40s, because all statistics say when you're 40, get your first mammogram. We know in this country that's not the case. That is the bridge, that is the gap between you finding out at a stage 0 and a stage 4. And the difference between the two is very massive in psychological health, physical. There's a big difference between the two.
That's important information. And so, Stacey, where and when is this Think Pink event with BTC, and who can attend?
So this event is going to be held on Tuesday, September 30th at the Mall at Marathon. We start at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I'll tell you this, it's going to be lots of excitement. And because we don't want to say breast cancer is fun, but the education and the learning part of it, we're going to make that fun. So we're going to have lots of giveaways for you. We're partnering also with some of NASA's other companies that are going to come in, and they'll offer some vitamins and some nutritional stuff. I think one of the problems that we have in this country, like we really consume a lot of sugar. And so we will have a smoothie bar with fresh fruits as well. And we'll have, like I said, giveaways. And I'll tell you this, we are giving away 100 mammograms. 100 mammograms. So if you are activating a prepaid combo plan, the first 50 will get a mammogram. Also, if you pay your bill, postpaid customers, we'll make sure that 50 of those persons also get. And you might be to work. I know you're listening. You say, well, man, shoots, I could be to work 11 to 1. If you can't take your lunch break, that's fine. We want you to come for the information that's going to be shared. But you can send your spouse, you can send your significant other to represent you in your place and collect your mammogram. So it's going to be a great networking event, I'll say that.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So Chantal, tell us, for someone who may have been recently diagnosed and they're feeling overwhelmed, what kind of support does the Sister Breast Cancer Group offer, and how can someone reach out for that help?
So we are located on number 68 Collins Avenue, and if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling down, then we're there. We normally partner you with a buddy, someone that has walked the journey with you. We're always there in the office Monday to Friday between 10 and 3, and we will sit there with you, we will talk to you, we will walk you through what's next.
That makes a lot of sense. So Stacey, for you, how does BTC plan to keep the conversation going in the future beyond this single event?
I think you could look forward to seeing other, not just events from us, but also information from us. On the 2nd of October, we'll be doing a similar event in Abaco. So residents in Abaco could take advantage of that by going in and getting a mammogram voucher, as well as Southwest Plaza on October 10th. So we're trying to spread, you know, not just in New Providence, but also the Family Islands. And I'll tell you this as well. Once you get the voucher is good for 1 year. So you don't have to feel forced to use it for the month of October. You can use it whenever your annual comes around.
Well, thank you so much, Stacey, Chantal, for joining us and sharing this very important information. And obviously, I know persons will definitely make themselves
Do not miss it.
to attend.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, BTC continues to show that it's not just a telecommunications company, it's a company deeply connected to the needs of its community, committed to shining a light on critical health issues like breast cancer. All from raising awareness and saving lives to raising eyebrows with bold creativity. We'll be right back after the break to dive into the striking work of a Bahamian artist in culture in color. Don't go anywhere. What's Trending is turning 1, and we want to hear from you, our amazing viewers. In a short phrase, tell us what you love about What's Trending. Just grab your phone, turn it sideways, and record a quick 15-second video. Then WhatsApp your clip to 422-6827 for a chance to be featured on the show. Let's celebrate 1 year of trending moments together. And guess what? Our friends at Commonwealth Brewery heard we're turning 1 and they're joining the party. A lucky winner will receive a gift basket of goodies from 700 Wines and Spirits just for sending in a video. So get filming, get festive, and let's keep What's Trending trending. We can't wait to hear from you. Hurry! The promotion ends September 30th.
Sweet and spicy, all new. Signature, what's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Art is a powerful way to explore, challenge, and show up as our most authentic selves. On Culture in Color, we spotlight creatives using their gifts to inspire, express, and elevate. This week, we're thrilled to introduce an artist whose journey began at just 12 years old. Creativity runs in her blood with an uncle who is also an artist, but her style is uniquely her own, shaped by her faith, her Bahamian roots, and a deeply personal journey through self-expression and mental health awareness. Joining us now on What's Trending is the incredibly talented Chelsea Brooks. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. So great to have you with us. So you've been painting since you were in your teens. How would you describe your artistic style?
I would say my artistic style is more of abstract. So I tend to focus more on abstract work and mixed media. So in terms of mixed media, I would tend to use acrylics, let's say tissue paper, modeling paste, to make different textures within my artwork.
So what inspires you when you step in front of a blank canvas?
I would say it depends on the mood for the day. And also art is inspired based on how you're feeling and emotions. So I would say it depends on how I'm feeling that day. If I'm having a rough day, maybe I would want to paint something more vibrant just to make me feel much better.
That makes a lot of sense. So you have work fuses, vibrant color, deep emotion, and powerful storytelling. So is that what you aim to convey through every piece, or it's like an individual journey depending on the piece?
So I would say that's what I aim to convey in every piece, but it also is an individual journey. It depends on the style and of abstract that I tend to do. Maybe I would want to do a piece that's more detailed work, and maybe I would just want to do a simple abstract piece.
So how do you know when a piece is really finished or really done, like this is it?
So I would say that's a question I get a lot, and how I would know when a piece is completely done basically is when if I feel like if I'm continuing to work on it, I'll mess it up. And it doesn't look as if how I want it to look, then I know it's finished.
So when you've given,
my liking.
When you've given everything to it. So
yes.
And what kind of timeline does that look like?
So I would say certain paintings could take up to 4 days to a week to complete. Just depends on how much detail I had to put into it, the method of painting that I used. For example, pouring methods take up to 72 hours to dry. So that would be more of the timeline, and then I still have to sign it, spray it and everything, so that would be a week.
That's a lot of commitment and dedication. You talked about some of the materials that you use, but are there other materials or other mediums that you use beyond the canvas when you are creating your pieces?
So the only medium that I tend to use now is acrylic, and I find it best to work with. I'm more comfortable with it. I've experimented with oil. I didn't really enjoy it. And then modeling paste as well to create textures within the paintings.
Okay, so that sounds good. And of course, any upcoming exhibitions or projects that we should look forward to?
So I just recently hosted an exhibition this past Sunday, but there is still showing until Wednesday at Dongalek Studios, so my art piece does stay up until tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Okay, that sounds good. So that's something that persons can go and check out for sure. And talk to us about how your faith informs your art.
So I would say leaning more towards God has inspired me to keep going. In terms of I did take a break for a period of time with art, just not feeling as confident within my work. So I would say now turning towards God and using Him as my foreground to inspire me to get up, do my artwork, and focus on my artwork has been my inspiration, just to get everything done.
And how has your personal journey with mental health shaped the stories that you tell through your art?
So my personal journey with mental health, I would say to anyone, and it shaped me in a way to just be able to feel free and peaceful at the same time. That was mainly my personal journey. Art made me feel free. It gave me peace. It made me calm in certain situations. So that would be my way of
explaining.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So what advice would you give to young or emerging artists who are still trying to find their voice?
I would say art is your unique style. Anyone can do art. Don't let anyone deter you or make you feel as if your artwork isn't on par to what you want it to be. But art is a unique style for anyone. Anyone can do it. It's a good way to express yourself. It's a good way to feel free and have a clean peace of mind at the end of the day. So keep at it.
And you mentioned that it makes you feel free. What is the reaction or the enjoyment for you when you see you've prepared a piece for someone, or like you say, you're in the midst of an exhibition, the reaction to that piece from someone in the audience? What does that do for you as the artist?
I would say that definitely makes me feel more and more confident about my work. It wants me to be able to share my work more. It allows me to be able to want to host more shows and just get everyone's opinion, because it's your own reflection in what you see in my artwork. It's just what I create for you. So.
I get it. I could relate. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us on What's Trending today. It's definitely been a pleasure, and keep letting your art be the medium that inspires, uplifts, and tells your truth to the world.
You.
So thanks again for being here with us. Or from the bold, inspiring world of Chelsea Brooks, we're shifting gears back to the hottest stories making waves around the globe. It's time for Trend Tracker. Let's see what's buzzing after the break. What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves, and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Get this straight to our new sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, ASAP.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, quick.
New sales and marketing office in Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor, on my way.
Sales and Marketing Office, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor.
You could have caught a ride with me. We're only a block away from ZNS.
ZNS Sales and Marketing has moved to the 5th floor, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West. For more information, call 502-3800.
Welcome back to Trend Tracker, where we're rounding up the quirkiest, coolest, and most buzzworthy stories making waves around the world. From late night drama to self-driving cars, we've got it all. So let's dive in. Well, Jimmy Kimmel is officially back on air tonight, but not without a little late night drama. Just last week, Jimmy Kimmel Live was yanked off the schedule indefinitely after his monologue about the Charlie Kirk murder stirred up major backlash. 6 days later, a lot of behind-the-scenes talks and probably a gallon of coffee later, ABC says it's showtime again. So is this a win for free speech, a case of corporate nerves, or just proof that execs can't handle the sound of their phones blowing up? Either way, we'll be watching to see how Jimmy turns his off-air saga into on-air punchlines. All right, folks, it's time for a little name game with Coach Prime. Deion Sanders recently revealed that for decades, everyone, including himself, has been spelling his name wrong. Apparently, it's D-I-O-N and not D-E-I-O-N. Who knew? Even Coach Prime was caught in the misspelling mix. But don't worry, he's not holding a grudge, just a clipboard. So what's in a name? For Deion Sanders, it's a lesson in humility and a reminder that even legends can get their own names wrong. Maybe next time we'll all double check the spelling before we call him Coach. Well, Japanese automaker Nissan is shifting gears literally. The company is developing vehicles with self-driving technology as a part of its bid to rev up its struggling auto business. Nissan hopes that going driverless will not only turn heads, but also turn around sales as it competes with the likes of Tesla, Toyota, and other big players in the EV and autonomous space. So buckle up. The future of Nissan might just drive itself. And if you're wondering what to binge or set your DVR for, here are the top 3 shows you won't want to miss. Number 1, Robin Hood on MGM Plus is a gritty, modern retelling of the classic tale starring Jack Patton and Sean Bean. That premieres November 2nd. Now, number 2, The Voice Season 28 on NBC has new twist, new coaches, and all the incredible voices you love. That starts September 22nd. And number 3, The 4 Seasons on Netflix, a romantic dramedy with Tina Fey, Steve Carell, and Coleman Domingo exploring love, laughs, and quarterly getaways. So whether you like action, reality, or rom-coms, these 3 have you covered. And that's your Trend Tracker for today. From late night returns and legendary name mix-ups to driverless cars and the hottest shows to watch. Keep it locked right here because we'll be back with more What's Trending.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Diet-friendly special.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Wednesday's show, we're spotlighting a Bahamian blazing a trail in the music arena. Hear the incredible story of how the sounds of Junkanoo made it all the way to Nashville. And that's a wrap for What's Trending. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS for show clips and behind-the-scenes moments. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more lifestyle, entertainment, and so much more.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. A licensed contractor urging proper installation and maintenance of playgrounds following a 6-year-old's death. Also, Public Hospital Authority officials addressing public concerns over perceived ambulance shortages. And Moores Island residents staging a protest.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. Topping news tonight, we are continuing to follow the heartbreaking story of a 6-year-old boy who died after suffering injuries on his school's playground. Tragically, this is the second fatal accident of its kind in the country within the past 3 years. These tragic events have renewed calls from a licensed playground contractor who stresses the critical importance of ensuring that playgrounds are properly installed and regularly maintained. Here's tonight's top story. The tragic death of 6-year-old Vernal Zion Williams Jr. on a school playground has sparked a nationwide conversation about playground safety. This marks the second fatal playground accident in the Bahamas within the past 3 years. You may recall that in September of 2022, 7-year-old Davania Butler lost her life when a swing set collapsed at a Catholic church in the nation's capital. In an interview with the Nassau Guardian, her mother, Carmetta Butler, described the area as unsafe for children to play.
A swing was just sitting on top of the grass, never was bolted in the ground, never was cemented.
Licensed playground contractor Cleveland Roll is weighing in, stressing the importance of ensuring that playgrounds are installed and maintained by certified professionals. The call comes as parents and community members continue to raise questions about safety measures, from inspections and licensing to why the swing set had not been bolted securely into the ground at the school where Zion Williams lost his life.
Every school that has playground installation carried out, their first focus should be safety. I've seen where swing sets was installed and they are creating a border for a sand fill, which means it's an impact absorbing surface, and they try to create a border, but they don't know the fall zone. That is in case that once a child swing and they fall into the zone.
The contractor notes that proper installation goes beyond simply assembling equipment.
You're talking now about footing. You're talking about making sure the playground was installed, the holes were dug, posts were cemented. Kids, their job is not to think of safety.
Meanwhile, education officials say investigations into the incident are ongoing. But the message from experts is clear. Safe spaces for children must begin with professional standards and vigilant oversight.
We're going to meet this week to ensure that a much more closer look is given, having regard to this terrible incident, to ensuring that the protocols and the policies are being effectuated in these various private preschools and even in our own preschools. So the work is underway. We will update as soon as we know more.
Well, as the fallout from a horrific accident that claimed the life of 6-year-old Zion Williams continues to unfold, the Public Hospitals Authority is speaking out amidst public uproar regarding the perceived lack of ambulances through a press statement earlier today. Shane Stubbs joins us live in studio with the details. Shane.
That's right, Rumiko. Emergency medical transportation services at the Ram Memorial Hospital coming under heavy scrutiny following an incident where a 6-year-old at a preschool needed medical assistance. But according to his mother, all of the ambulances were preoccupied. Zion Williams was taken by private vehicle but later succumbed to his injuries. Now this sparked widespread public uproar for the lack of ambulances, but tonight the Public Hospital Authority is clarifying the circumstances surrounding its operations. Through a press statement, it says the PHA entered a formal agreement with Carnival Cruise Line to ensure that emergency transportation is available for cruise passengers who may require urgent medical care. This includes transport to and from the port, admission for treatment at our hospital facilities when needed, and in some cases, arrangements for airlift. Under this agreement, all related costs for non-nationals requiring such emergency care are borne by Carnival Cruise Line and paid directly to the PHA. It furthers, as part of the partnership, Carnival Cruise Line also committed to donating an ambulance to support these services. While that donation is being finalized, one of our ambulances is designated for cruise passenger transport as required. Importantly, this allocation does not reduce or compromise ambulance availability for residents. At present, the PHA operates 5 fully functional ambulances with a 6th undergoing repair, which aligns with trending volumes. In addition, this partnership is carried out in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, recognizing that reliable ambulance availability is vital for the cruise industry to operate in Grand Bahama. As the only provider of these services on the island, the PHA's role is essential not only for the safety of visitors, but also as an opportunity to expand local employment and strengthen health infrastructure. Without these services, the cruise sector could not function effectively. The statement concluded with the PHA emphasizing that emergency medical care for communities remains a top priority. To strengthen their system, they do have personnel in training in Grand Bahama to qualify, as EMTs are actively seeking to add ambulances to expand its capacity. Live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs. Back to you, Rumiko.
Thanks so much, Shane. Well, in other news, the new Agritech program launched under the Innovate 242 initiative is gaining momentum in Grand Bahama. As a key pillar of the government strategy, it aims to establish the Bahamas as the regional leader in agricultural innovation and sustainability. Here's Sherelle Deems with the full report.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama has introduced its pilot project, the Agritech initiative, under the Innovate 242 program. CEO of Agritech and new Grand Bahama resident John Trask says he is proud to bring the initiative to the island. His business, which operates in nearly 30 countries and supports approximately 9 million farmers, aims to provide youth with training to develop technology that will benefit the local community and the world.
I think it would be great to have technology people around me to build a technology center here, where we can have many developers who develop with AI, they develop web applications and mobile applications to help farmers around the world.
Othniel Pinder, General Manager of Bahamas Dimitri Corp, says Agritech technology will help advance long-term food sustainability. While BTVI Branch Manager Gayla Wallace notes this program fits with BTVI's mission of advancing education through technology. Undersecretary Carol Roach also believes the initiative will help the Bahamas secure a place in the digital economy.
We have a platform called Connected Farmer, and what it does is allow persons or allow farmers to be able to predict their yields.
BTVI is proud to boast that we do have a lot of technology-centric devices and different tools that we utilize to pour into our students.
It's very important that we improve the capacity in IT or ICT within the Bahamas.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxey, says the project is designed to position the Bahamas as the center of innovation for the Caribbean and to establish Grand Bahama as the center for sustainability. The program, opened to persons ages 17 to 25, will include classroom training at BTVI and the Collab unit at the Ministry for Grand Bahama.
There, we will be able to have classes that are tech-focused, and it's also the place where the Young Innovators Club is going to reside. And so we really look forward to this program that's happening. There's a stipend involved with it. It's a 52-week program where they will learn this Agritech platform and be able to utilize it throughout our communities.
Now, organizers of the Agritech initiative believe this program will equip young people with new skills to create sustainable resources, a benefit they say will extend far beyond the youth to the entire Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
A small fishing community is making their frustrations known. Residents say after years of waiting, there are several issues that need to be addressed. A protest was held in Moores Island early Tuesday morning, and our Sherelle Dames has more in this report.
No planet, no boat, no seawall, no boat.
The Moores Island Association Board staging a protest today demanding action to various problems they say have affected their island for far too long. President of the Moores Island Improvement Board, Nathaniel Heald, says they are fed up with the conditions at the local clinic and boat docking areas.
We in a serious crisis now.
Yes, we are.
We need help. We tired. We are blatantly tired. We are at the clinic and the what they call it, the clinic and the can. That number one, that's a bad news. Now at this present time, because of air conditioning is not working. As you can see, we don't have no power line coming from the pole. So, and we just have solar working properly, so we can't have air conditioning. Mind you, we have medication in there that needs to be cool.
He says with no safe place to secure their boats, the livelihoods of this small fishing community is greatly affected. Heald says the fisherman's dock has been in disrepair even before Hurricane Dorian. After the passing of the deadly storm, residents band together and made repairs to the dock. However, it is still not enough.
The fisherman dock, yeah, there's a ramp there for trailer ramp to pull the boat on. They blocked that off. It was accessible and could have used. It wasn't in the best condition, you know, but it could have used. They block it off. Now you can't pull the boat there.
The residents are calling on the government to step in and address these concerns.
No planet, no boat, no seawall, no boat, no dock, no boat, no teachers, no boat, no boat, no boat.
But one resident, Kevin Delancey, says notwithstanding these challenges, the government is doing its part. Here's how. Now, notwithstanding these challenges, one resident is adamant that Moores Island has seen much progress under this administration while being neglected by previous governments.
Nothing was done here until this same PLP government. This island, if you've been on this island about 10, 11 years ago, this island looked different. We promised we had a lot of flooding. Every time we had a weather like a hurricane or something, the road just broke up. So he promised to put a seawall. The hurricane broke all the docks down, the major docks. We had two docks, one in the Bight and one at Bargain. The hurricane break them down. We have the main dock. They call it the government dock. That's where the mail boats come. That was broken down. We didn't have the seawall just about completed. The PLP government just about complete the seawall. We didn't have the two docks, the one in Bargain and the Bight. That's the two major settlements. Bargain is the capital. Now the main dock, the mailboat dock, they was on their way to do that.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
And still to come.
The Rotary Club of Freeport making a generous donation toward the Rand Memorial Hospital. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping. Travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
The Snack Place has the best variety at the best prices, from chips, cookies, and candies to $2 snack bags packed with goodies. Find them in the Sunset Commercial Plaza next to the bicycle shop in Caravelle Beach. They're open from Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Experience Moon on a Rainbow Shawl by Errol John live at the Regency Theater. Showtimes are September 26th and 27th at 8 p.m. and September 28th at 4 p.m. Tickets are just $30. Don't miss this unforgettable performance. Get your tickets today from the Freeport Players Guild. Mo Divas is having a summer clearance sale going on now through the end of the month. 25% off on women's clothing, shoes, hats, handbags, and so much more. Open Monday through Sunday, located at the Rachel's Britannia Mini Mall, Caravelle Beach. Do It Center is doing it again. Their end-of-month sale happens Friday and Saturday, September 26th and 27th, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. 20% off store-wide. Some restrictions apply. Visit them at the Del's Auto Product Complex, formerly Gold Rock Corp. Call 350-2316. Do It Center, where they help you get it done.
One night, one stage, one unforgettable experience. Saturday, October 4th at 7 p.m., the Bahamas Red Cross Society Grand Bahama presents the Starlight Soiree at the Grand Lucayan Great Ballroom. An exclusive gala held under the patronage of Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Cynthia A. Pratt, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Tickets are available now at the Red Cross Center at a donation of $125. This is more than a gala. This is the Starlight Soiree.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Rotary Club of Grand Bahama is making a generous donation toward the Rand Memorial Hospital's Sick Baby Unit, alongside numerous supporting partners like Dr. Anthea Forbes Carey, Control Chemicals, Kelly's Freeport, the Godfrey Williams Foundation, and the Interact Club of Bishop Michael Eldon School. The club hand-delivered a brand new $14,000 baby incubator towards the ward as part of their ongoing philanthropic efforts. Immediate past president of the club, Roosevelt Roll Jr., and president of Control Chemicals, Eddie Wan, sharing their admiration for all hands involved in making the donation become possible.
It was a collective effort, and also I want to thank the Grand Bahama community. So whenever you purchase a raffle ticket or you purchase a ticket from a Rotary event, it goes back into the community. So it's basically a full circle moment.
Assist in any way that we can, being a past Rotarian, wanting to get back in there, and also just a given man. And Ms. Campbell knows whenever there's crunch time and she needs something done and get it here, that she calls, and we answer the bell.
Admiration manager for the Rand Memorial Hospital, Adelisha Campbell, expressing her appreciation of the club donation, whilst also noting how much the hospital's sick baby unit has progressed with gathering much needed equipment.
It pushes them almost to the quantity that they need for that area, and so fulfilling their purpose within that area. But of course, every other area within the hospital is still in need, and we always welcome donations.
Well, with UB North Ignite program launching its Innovation Awards Summit with its welcome reception and awards ceremony, the Innovation Summit is considered a coming together of investors and collaborators to celebrate innovation and economic development. Executive Director for the UB North Ignite program, Keturah Bab, says it was the largest applicant pool to date, with businesses vying for the $5,000 grand prize, and says the judges were really impressed by the finalists focused on food security, family engagement, and taking your business to the next level.
These finalists included Island Manor Food Store. They're really doing a lot in terms of agriculture and marine culture as well as Homie, which is focused on business card, not just in your hand, but on your phone, and really being able to interact and engage with each other and grow your network and your ecosystem. And then we also have 700 Vibes Gaming, and they're focused on family-friendly gaming, souvenir games. So the goal with this reception is that they can interact with possible investors, people that can also invest where we cannot supply the funding. They can also learn how I'm able to better pitch my business so that others want to invest in my business.
Island Manor Farm store wowed the judges with their very intricate Vertigrow vertical hydroponic system, which is their flagship product that uses minimal water and soil in the production of produce. Managing Director Jerry Kelly Russell says having produce lettuce all year round with the system. She says it's their desire to help the community do the same.
We also want persons to grow with us. So we offer the system for sale. One tower would be about $150. So it's a small investment for your health. With a tower, you could get possibly about 25 heads of lettuce. But not just that, you could also plant stuff like beets, carrots, tomatoes, broccoli, celery, spinach, kale. The list goes on. So it is something that can be done in your backyard or on your porch.
It's now time for your Health is Wealth tip.
Bullying has become common in the schools. What are some of the types of bullying? In the majority of cases, it is physical. It can involve hitting, shoving, or kicking. Physical bullying may be what first comes to mind when adults think about it. The most common form for both boys and girls is verbal bullying, for example, name-calling. Cyberbullying is a growing concern and involves the use of cell phones, instant messaging, email, chat rooms, or social networking sites. It can include making threats, sending inappropriate insults, racial or ethnic slurs, as well as gay bashing. If you're a child or teen and you have been a victim of any type of bullying, please speak to a parent, teacher, or another adult that you trust. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports on Tuesday?
Coming up in sports, high school basketball, also junior boys volleyball scores. Don't touch that channel at home.
All right, that's coming your way next after this break.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products that bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
This September is a September to remember at Conrad Bahamas. Get 30% off all windows and doors all month long. We carry Hurricane Impact sliding windows and doors, Hurricane Impact casement windows and doors, as well as PVC windows and doors. Whether you're upgrading for style or preparing for hurricane season, now is the perfect time to save. Visit us today and take advantage of our biggest savings of the season only at Conrad Bahamas, exclusively at our locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Conrad Bahamas. Dream, design, deliver.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top in Sports, the 4th annual BAF Financial and Insurance Junior Boys Basketball Tournament officially wrapped up on the weekend. In the title game, the Tabernacle Falcons defeated Sunland 38-27, led by MVP Liam Russell with 15 points. The first preseason basketball tournament of the year certainly lived up to the hype.
The talent I see here today, so I'm looking forward to seeing them on the court come season in January.
The newest school on the block, Holmes Rock Junior High, made their sports debut at the tournament.
They did well. They did well playing. They made their adjustments. As they mature, they will be better.
Now, this is the first year the tournament is being played in the city of Freeport.
For the past 3 years, we've done this in the 8 Mile Rock area. Basketball tournament, bringing the young guys together, talk about team effort and the rest of it. So this year we decided to do it here with the junior teams. And so we have about 6 or 7 junior teams here from the various different schools who is competing against each other.
All tournament team honors went to Liam Russell, Skylar Gardner, Cordero Seymour, Traycon Gordon, Judah Delaney, and Isaiah Curry. Next in sports, scores from high school volleyball. LIS defeated Sunland in 2 straight sets, 17-10 and 17-8 in junior boys play. In senior boys play, St. George's took down BMES in 3 sets, 19-21, 21-14 and 15-10. And LIS senior boys again won against Sunland in 2 sets, 25-15 and 21-9. Action will continue this week at St. George's Gym. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Upside down again.
Y'all know. Y'all, you think I don't know how to use a tablet, eh? Well, you're shame. Y'all, I've been down to the Sir Charles Haywood Library today. And guess what? They tell me all about their new digital library system. Y'all, I call Overdrive. And listen, it come with my membership. Man, I tell you, all kind of trending and up-to-date books and thousands of magazines, all at my fingertip.
Ooh, let me see.
See what? No, sir. Just for members only. Go get your own membership.
The Sir Charles Haywood Library introduces Vox and iVox reading books, a brand new collection of interactive reading technology, the first of their kind in the Bahamas for children. But wait, there's more. We're also introducing Overdrive, our digital library, where you can find books for teens, young adults, and the young at heart, with over 4,000 magazines for people of all ages and interests. Come on, bring your entire family. Swing by and give them a try. They're all available at the Sir Charles Haywood Library.
#1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
Charlotte, I'm Garnell Dames. This is ZNS.
News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, who's working and who's not? And what bearing does this have on the findings of the latest labor force survey? Plus, caught in the crossfire, a middle-aged inner-city resident shot and killed in broad daylight. And a first for Royal Caribbean as it opens its first regional office right here in the Bahamas. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Joblessness increases. After shattering a 16-year hike, unemployment figures have made a return to double digits, with females accounting for the majority of those out of work. Just listen in to how those numbers stack up. Those numbers laid bare in first quarter results of 2025's labor force survey, the findings of which show a 2% uptick in the country's jobless rate, pushing the much-touted 8.8% achieved May 2023 to 10.8%. Further, the unemployment rate was higher among females at 11.2% compared to males at 10.4%. Now, nationally, women between the ages of 20 and 44 years and again 45 and 54 years were more likely to be unemployed. And this while youth employment came in at 20.9%, with the unemployment rate among young women at 21.7% and young men 20.3%. Now, percentages aside, by head count, some 25,925 people were added to the unemployment line this past January, with females making up 51.3% or 13,295 individuals. Of that 25,000+ people, 19,970 were here in New Providence, 3,500 in Grand Bahama, and 1,455 in Abaco. And on all islands, women outnumbered men. On the contrary, as of January, 214,725 people were clocking into a job, with males comprising more than half, or 50.7%. Of those employed, 65,225 individuals were underemployed, that is, working part-time while wanting additional hours. Meantime, outside the labor force, we're talking those individuals available to work but not looking for a job, 3,720 people, or 3.5% of those surveyed. The reasons vary, from 1,730 who are tired of looking for a job or no job in the area, to the 1,120 lacking job experience, to the 870 who are considered either too young or too old. Well, from the labor front, we turn our attention now to news from the crime beat after a brazen inner city shooting leaves one man dead, another family torn. And this just hours after a Quarry Mission shooting left another man nursing wounds in hospital. Our Don Davis reports from the Camp Road area on what took place just this afternoon.
Bullets rang out just about 3 p.m. here in the St. James Road area, where 54-year-old Demetrius Cooper was gunned down and killed. Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Sharia King gave reporters this update.
Masked men approached these men that was in the yard at the gathering and opened fire on these men. hitting one of those men who is in his early 20s and is presently in critical condition at the hospital. That victim was transported to hospital in private vehicle. As these masked men were leaving, they continued firing in the direction, hitting two other victims, fatally wounding one who is in his mid-50s and injuring another male who is in his early 70s. The male in his 70s is in stable condition at the hospital. He was transported to hospital via EMS personnel.
Chief Superintendent Sharia King says she's deeply concerned about the high level of gun violence happening among school-aged children within this community.
And we are truly grateful and thanking God that none of them were injured in this particular incident. But again, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, especially the Northeastern Division, is going to be within these areas as they have been and making certain that the residents feel safe in this community.
This is the country's 62nd homicide for the year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Now, meantime, Bahamas Christian Council President Apostle Delton Fernandez weighing in on the 20-year sentence handed down to a 50-year-old deacon found guilty of molesting a 10-year-old girl in his care. The child was living with the deacon and his wife following the death of her mother in January and February of 2023. The convict anally raped the girl on 3 occasions in his home. Apostle Fernandez stressed the importance of children being protected.
It's very concerning. If you read the details of the story, he is a convicted felon. I know people highlight that he said he was a deacon, but the highlight of the story was he's already not a trusted member of the clergy in the Bahamas. We stand against that kind of behavior, if it's in the cloth, if it's in the parliament, wherever it is. It's unacceptable.
In related news, so senior police officers warning parents to observe the protocols and measures in place when entering school campuses or face the full brunt of the law. His comments coming amid recent disturbances on school campuses involving parents. According to Dr. Assistant Police Commissioner for School Policing and Public Safety, Dr. Chaswell Hanna, a number of parents are facing charges stemming from some of those very incidents.
We charge 3 parents for associated offenses. So, as I said before, parents come on campus creating disturbance, we are going to arrest you and place you before the court. So, we've charged 3 parents, okay? And just the protocols are fine. We just need people to adhere to them. Do not come on the school campus as if it's an unsecured environment. You know, it is where we protect our most precious resources, our children.
Well, the new multi-million-dollar specialty hospitals one step closer to become a reality. Ms. Fern Carey tells us negotiations are winding down with discussions centered on key components central to the project.
Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Daval, says talks with officials from the Chinese Export-Import Bank on the new specialty hospital are in the final stages, with negotiations centered on the labor component for the facility. The 200-bed hospital will be built on 50 acres of land in Popal Tract here in New Providence and will service primarily women and children. Dr. Daval assured that efforts are underway to secure the best deal for Bahamian workers once construction begins.
Taking into consideration that all concessional loans with the Chinese Exim Bank are at 2% interest rate, there is a Chinese contractor and there's also a Chinese labor component.
The government has already signed a $267 million framework agreement with the Chinese government for the new hospital, with the Chinese Export-Import Bank funding 73% of the project and the rest of financing being secured through local and international means. The health minister says a contract has been awarded for the land to be prepared ahead of construction on the site.
Very soon, we will begin to see activity at the site, because if you assess the feasibility study, you will see that land preparation was not a part for the contractor or for the Exim Bank. It was the responsibility of the Ministry of Health. And so we have gone through the procurement process to award a contract for land preparation, and that would happen shortly.
It is anticipated that labor negotiations for the specialty hospital will be completed by the end of October.
We are in the final stages with the discussion with the Exim Bank, with all of the parameters associated with the loan itself and the labor component. That is not completed yet. I'm hoping that I would be able to complete that before the end of October, and I would be completely transparent with that document.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Well, coming up, the Prime Minister is in the Big Apple. We'll tell you why when we return. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, that and more in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The last eclipse of our galaxy. Scientists are gathered here today to witness this extraordinary event. Simply marvelous, extraordinary, unforgettable, one of a kind. Oh man, that's amazing.
You can't ignore the craving that makes everything crunch. The new crispy barbecue bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, crispy onions, and an extra large chicken fillet. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Hello. Bonjour. Hola. Hello. Ciao.
No matter where your passport takes you, BTC roaming keeps you effortlessly connected. Enjoy seamless calls, lightning-fast data, and affordable roaming across the globe. No SIM swaps, no stress. Just one network, working everywhere. So go ahead, explore the world, and still be just a call away from home.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmare dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Find your future with certificate courses from the University of the West Indies. Fast and affordable, our courses give you the skills to get hired, promoted, and ahead of the game. Choose project management, supervisory management, law for human resources, business and commercial law, and even technical skills like Canva design, web design, and computer repair and networking. Register now at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas or WhatsApp 456-6687. The University of the West Indies, Global Campus, the Bahamas.
Blessings gonna find me here.
You're looking at a shot there of the Tonic Williams-Starling Highway heading west. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. Welcome back. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis leading a delegation at this week's United Nations General Assembly in New York City. Before his official address, Prime Minister Davis, along with Foreign Affairs Minister the Honorable Frederick Mitchell, Social Services Minister the Honorable Miles Serota, Bahamas Ambassador to the U.S., His Excellency Wendell Jones, and other officials attended this morning's general debate opening session. Now, he also met with the Commonwealth Secretary General, President of Kosovo, and the Secretary General of the Coalition of Small Island States. This week's UN General Assembly ends on Saturday. Well, meantime, it's been 8 years since United States President Donald Trump has addressed the United Nations General Assembly. And today, as the body began its annual meeting marking its 80th year, it was Mr. Trump taking center stage, outlining an agenda that doused cold water on the fight against climate change and drew a hard line on immigration. Corvell Pytham joins us with more on the U.S. President's address. Corvell?
Good evening, Makushla. Well, President Trump's address at the UN's General Assembly today broke ranks in several ways. Firstly, the president, who because of a partially malfunctioning teleprompter, had to read at times prepared remarks, which at times sounded to those listening like a rant and a tongue lashing in a speech that lasted far longer than the time allotted.
Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that. You know what that means.
Immigration and what the U.S. president calls the energy hoax are, as he puts it, the double-tailed monster posing the biggest threat to the globe. But Mr. Trump also took aim at the United Nations itself, already upset that on his way to making his speech, the escalator failed, and later it was the teleprompter he would use to deliver his often scathing remarks. His frustration Tuesday was clear.
What is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up.
But perhaps most discouraging to countries like the Bahamas at the front lines of the battle against climate change, Donald Trump's view that global warming, sea level rising, and climate change are all a hoax.
It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion.
Mr. Trump left little reason to think there will be much, if any, support from his administration on reducing global emissions or converting to renewable energy.
The entire globalist concept of asking successful industrialized nations to inflict pain on themselves and radically disrupt their entire societies must be rejected completely and totally, and it must be immediate.
As it has been said time and time again, Prime Minister Davis has championed the issue of climate change and its impact on small island states like the Bahamas on the global stage since coming to office. Mr. Davis is expected to address the Assembly later this week. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Corval. We all here back home certainly look forward to hearing the Prime Minister's address. Back here at home, for Shantytown residents living on New Providence, Andros, Eleuthera, and other family islands, Public Works and Family Islands Affairs Minister, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, says the ministry remains firm in its pursuit to rid the Bahamas of these unregulated communities.
We're moving pretty swiftly on that. We have already served notices in Andros as of late, Montgomery in New Providence, off of Files Railroad as well as Russell Island in Eleuthera. We're finalizing the tender process for some of these communities, and I think on Russell Island, I think the notice was provided until October to ensure that they remove whatever they have there and find another location.
Minister Sweeting assures the 28-day notice given to Shantytown residents is an indicative of time until demolition, but what the law requires. Furthermore, it gives sufficient time for relocation and occupants to take the initiative to demolish illegal structures themselves. But if any of the affected meets these requirements, they can seek help.
Social services does help with Bahamian citizens and with permanent residents. We understand that this is a process. It's more than just knocking down structures, right? You have to get proper assessment of who lives there, because people do live in these communities. Even though they were built illegally, they built without approvals, people do live in these communities. So we have to ensure that proper data is collected. How many Bahamians are there? How many permanent residents are there? How many illegals are there, to ensure that immigration deals with that aspect. Also, permit holders. Do they have permits? Who are the persons that hold these permits? So Environment Social Services does that. They deal with that aspect. Environment deals with what they're supposed to. The AG's office is a part of it to ensure it's in line with the law.
On a lighter note this evening, Royal Caribbean International today opened its first international land-based headquarters at Elizabeth on Bay in the capital. The opening also marking the first time a cruise line is establishing a permanent brick-and-mortar presence right here. Royal Caribbean's relationship with the Bahamas spans more than 50 years, with tourism figures showing that the cruise line calls on the Bahamas more than any other destination in the world, with more than 500 port calls here in Nassau. Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, cited the Royal Caribbean's enduring relationship with the Bahamas, noting that the cruise line is not just an economic contributor, but a partner in the community and a friend.
Royal Caribbean has supported community causes, from the Bahamas Feeding Network to scholarships for upcoming mariners, has provided funding for Small Business Development Center to help launch more than 90 businesses operated by Bahamians. It has created opportunities for young men in Grand Bahama and provided a community center and ambulance for the Berry Islands. Royal Caribbean has partnered with and continues to partner with the Tourism Development Corporation.
President and CEO and Royal Caribbean Michael Bailey believes the new office will further enhance the Bahamas' relationship with the cruise line.
We believe that Royal Caribbean is part of the Bahamian family. So I think these steps that we're taking today deepen that relationship and yet again reinforce our commitment to the Bahamas. And I think the fact that this is the first example in the Caribbean with regards to a private-public partnership of this quality with this much capital investment speaks incredibly highly of that commitment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Focall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy on noon. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on the live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BBS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight and D-Mac. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com for your skybox or to be a food vendor. Call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today and Co. Limited, Crystal Minute and Associates.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, September, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and today dozens of men will turn up at the South Beach Clinic for free screenings. That's where you can find our LaDawn Davis. LaDawn?
Mukushla, I'm here at the South Beach Clinic where the Us Too Prostate Cancer Support Group is hosting free screenings for Bahamian men between the ages of 40 to about 70 years old. Now I'm being told that the goal of this event is to encourage early detection. Now I'm joined by the administrator here at the South Beach Clinic, Ms. Fianca Major. Fianca, tell us a little bit about today's screening and how many men did you guys screen for prostate cancer?
Thank you. Good afternoon. It was a pleasure having these patients, these men come here today for prostate screening. It was encouraging to see the amount of men that were here early, signing up, registered, and all ready to go to have this screening today. Like you said earlier, it's great to see men come for early detection because, as we know, men are a part of our households. They're a great part of our family. So it's good to see the number of persons. Today we've had about 95 men, which is very promising, and I hope to see more at the end of the night. We will be here until about 9 p.m. this evening. So it's very good and promising, and I'm happy that this initiative came about. So I would like to see that it continues in the years to come.
Yeah, I guess thank you so much. Now, Makushla, I'm being told by the US2 support group that another screening will take place on Thursday at the Fleming Street Clinic. Back to you in studio.
Well, some good news there, and we're going to keep the good news coming, but for that we need some help from Royston and Marlena, who are going to give us a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Kush, well, you know we love to have our food samples, and we have some seafood samples coming in tonight from a restaurant with a very memorable name that if you were watching last night, we mentioned it briefly in the toss. I don't know if, Royston, do you want to tell? Would you like to share?
I'm giving absolutely no spoilers, but let's just say it's lively and provocative.
Memorable, yes, yes. You have to come find out.
Well, trust and believe all of us in Studio B will be coming over to join you in Studio A. Well, stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
This is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready, simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars in Oaksville, Carmichael, East Street South, and the Charles Sanders Highway. See Little Caesars BS on Facebook and Little Caesars Bahamas on Instagram for more info.
Pizza.
Hi, I'm Desmond Saunders. I want you to tune in to the new Weekend Edition, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m., where we have a whole lot of new stuff for you. All right, so I'll give you a sneak preview. Boldly Bahamians, Sizzle Saturdays, Parliamentary Bench, just to name a few. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. Coming this fall, the new Weekend Edition. Stay close.
Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Opportunity, it's knocking louder than ever. Introducing Tract B, Bahama Reef Yacht and Country Club, Unit 1. A prime corner commercial property, footsteps from the Port Lakaya Marketplace, crystal clear waters and white sandy beaches. This expansive 4.8-acre tract is zoned for commercial and multi-use development. Envision a thriving restaurant, a boutique hotel, or an entertainment hub unique to your vision come to life. You can live, work, play, and learn in paradise when you seize this rare opportunity today. Collaborate with DEFCO and let's shape the future of Grand Bahama Island together.
Get to glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is announcing a major success in the battle against illegal fishing in the Bahamas. Operation Red Dawn 2, a multi-agency law enforcement initiative, took place in the Berry Islands on September 18th and 19th, targeting unlicensed foreign fishing charters operating illegally in Bahamian waters.
Such activities undermine the licensed Bahamian operators, deprive the government of critical revenue, and threaten the long-term sustainability of our marine resources. The Bahamas fisheries sector is a cornerstone of our economy, generating hundreds of millions of dollars each year, supporting thousands of jobs and providing a vital source of food security. For these reasons, we cannot and will not allow illegal actors to exploit our waters without consequence.
Acting Director of Marine Resources, Dr. Lester Gittins, also shared his thoughts on the operation and its impact.
Our ultimate goal is deterrence. We want potential offenders to think twice before operating illegally in Bahamian waters. In fact, our intelligence suggests that after the first Red Dawn operation, many foreign operators are now nervous and cautious. This is the kind of deterrent effect we are working to achieve.
And representing Wild Aid, Mike Sensi commented on the importance of protecting Bahamian waters from illegal fishing.
I will point out that the Defense Force vessel that was used in this operation was actually part of a penalty of a Lacey case, where some Americans came over here, they were poaching under the guise of a sport fishing license, taking serious excesses in resources above and beyond your limits, and then selling that product back in the U.S. through restaurants. They were ultimately convicted under the Lacey Act or pled guilty, and the magistrate ordered them to purchase a vessel for the Defense Force.
Officials report that Operation Red Dawn 2 resulted in the indication and prosecution of multiple unlicensed operators, sending a strong message that illegal fishing will not be tolerated. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
The Dragon Boat Association does not only organize races, the association also cares about the community. Details are straight ahead on its donation to the Cancer Society.
And speaking of caring about the community, Atlantis joined volunteers around the globe for World Cleanup Day, and our communities are much cleaner because of it.
Plus, staff of Doctors Hospital's Occupational Therapy Unit giving caregivers at Pat's Senior Citizens Home some hands-on training. Make sure you stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, men's Bahamas basketball team moves up in the FIBA World Rankings.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Author of The Dark Man, Stephen King, says amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. Good evening, I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
So Marlena, late night has been restored and Jimmy Kimmel is back tonight.
Oh yes, tonight should be epic. His guests are, I believe, Glenn Powell and Sarah McLachlan, and I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. He had so much support, including the demonstrators and those who pulled subscriptions. And I believe over 400 Hollywood stars also signed a petition. While I can go on and on about this, of course, let's turn our attention to our awesome lineup and dive right into the news. The Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association has been making waves, presenting an $8,000 check to the Cancer Society of the Bahamas in support of the fight against cancer. Our Anika Bannister has the details tonight.
The Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association was formed to showcase and share Chinese culture and traditions, particularly the sport of dragon boat racing, with their Bahamian counterparts. President Dr. Christine Chin says that the group recognizes and supports the vital work of the Cancer Society.
On behalf of the Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association, we are proud to announce our donation to the Cancer Society of the Bahamas following the success of our 4th annual Bahamas International Dragon Boat Festival last month. We fully recognize and support the vital work done by the Cancer Society in their fight against cancer. Congratulations to the breast cancer paddlers who continue to inspire us with their courage and strength. We warmly invite everyone, young and old, but especially those persons who have endured any type of cancer.
President of the Cancer Society, Rochelle Wilkinson, says both organizations have maintained a long-standing and very successful partnership over the years. She highlights how the donation will be used to support the works of the Cancer Society.
So thank you once again to the Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association for your donation to the Cancer Society, which assists us with the ongoing work that we do. That will help us with our expansion project that we have underway on our property here for our expansion, which will see 10 more rooms added to our current inventory, as well as the future for hospice care in the Bahamas for those suffering from cancer.
Meantime, to further strengthen its bond in the community, the Bahamas Dragon Boat Association is stepping up its activities. Breast cancer survivor Erin Storr is encouraging all cancer survivors to support the weekly events at Goodman's Bay.
And I am encouraging all breast cancer survivors, those that have just finished their treatments, to come out and practice on Goodman's Bay. The paddling is good for the lymphedema, and it will be great that you come out and get involved with this event.
Each year, the association mounts a dragon boat racing festival rooted in Chinese tradition, and keeping the culture alive in the Bahamas is a strong indication that teamwork doesn't stop at the shoreline, but extends into the heart of the community. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Arnika Bannister.
Great fun with great impact. Thanks, Arnika. Well, Atlantis joined hands with volunteers across the globe this weekend for World Cleanup Day. This year, the team rolled up their sleeves at Big Pond, removing debris from one of Nassau's busiest community spaces. The director of Marine Mammal Operations at Atlantis shares more.
We did it at South Beach, and this year, like I said, we're here at Big Pond. We are removing trash and debris from the bushes and shrubs, and we're also removing items from the pond itself. Things ranging from food containers, cans and bottles, to even pieces of apparel, and things from around the park itself, benches, trash cans, things of that nature. You know, ecosystems and sustainability is the core of who we are at Atlantis, so this was very important to us.
But Rutherford says the message is bigger than a single cleanup event. She wants Bahamians to know it's not hard to get involved. From protecting marine life to sustaining tourism, keeping the Bahamas clean isn't just about one event. It's about a culture of care that starts with all of us.
Things that I need people to know. One, it's not that hard. I feel like a lot of people nowadays think that it's such a big thing that has to be done, that there's nothing that an individual can do, and that's not true. As simple as what we're doing here today, cleaning up a park. When you go to the beach, take your own trash bag with you so you can take your trash with you, or just pick up 3 small pieces of trash while you're there. Switch from a plastic drinking bottle to a reusable drinking bottle. These small things add up day over day to make a change. The second thing I want them to know is every little bit counts. We all are part of the ecosystem, and yes, what you do every day does make a difference.
What a great effort and an even greater cause. Meanwhile, care taking center stage at Pat's Senior Home this weekend as caregivers receive hands-on training from Doctors Hospital Occupational Therapy Unit. The training, a one-day interactive session, provides caregivers with the necessary information and methods to ensure that all residents are effectively cared for.
They came to add a little awareness in how to take the patients and how to handle them, and to know all about the do's and the don't, and transferring them to different places, taking them out of the bed, putting them back in bed, taking them for a walk, which we do every day. And so I am so grateful for this opportunity that they allow us to obtain from them.
While the training program is available at Doctors Hospital for all staff, Dr. Corrine Wallace says that the company is working on expanding its training beyond the hospital's doors.
No, we're trying to extend it to the community because we feel, you know, the importance of a training such as this. So our goal overall is to ensure that it's accessible to everyone and that you don't feel alone, you don't feel like there's no support.
Still to come, Jamelia Jeffer is here with us on details on Krabby Juice. Yep, you heard me correctly. And our Basil Dean is also on the other side of the break with the weather. So stay close.
Bang bing. Bing bang bing.
Ding ding dong. Dum dum dong. Ding dong ding. Bing bang ding. Ding ding dong. Dum dum dong. Ding bang ding. Bing bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong.
Ace Hardware Nassau wants you to be safe and prepared this hurricane season. Come browse our huge selection of products from flashlights, batteries, first aid kits, tarps, and more. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Come on in to Ace Hardware Nassau, located off West Bay Street on St. Albans Drive. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are eager to serve you. Or you can give us a call at 605-2470, 71 or 72. We're open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ace, the helpful place.
Are you a talented musician ready to take your passion to the next level? Then the Bahamas National Youth Choir is the place to be. Auditions are now open for the month of September to persons ages 15 to 25 years old. We offer two exciting options: concert choir for those who enjoy classical and traditional music, and show choir for those who want to perform in a more theatrical setting. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an incredible musical journey. To set up your audition appointment, email us at bnycsecretary@gmail.com. Let your voice be heard with the Bahamas National Youth Choir.
It's time for your Access Weather Forecast. There are three areas we are monitoring in the tropics. The first one is the one that could impact our weather over the weekend, and the Hurricane Center is giving this area here a 60% chance of some sort of tropical development over the next couple of days, so we'll keep our eyes on that, and certainly we know that it will affect our weather over the weekend. And just behind that, there's another area, 90% chance of development. The good news is it will turn towards the north before it reaches the Bahamas. And of course, we continue to monitor Hurricane Gabrielle. It's now a Category 3 hurricane, packing winds of 125 miles per hour, moving towards the east-northeast at a very good clip, 21 miles per hour. And this is expected to gradually weaken over the next several days as it approaches the Azores Island. And the forecast is suggesting that it will reach the Azores as a hurricane of a weaker status. And our satellite, well, our live weather radar, well, you're asking why we're having all these heavy showers that had some trouble getting into the studios this evening. Well, we have that troughing smack across the northwest Bahamas. As you can see, New Providence is very much covered in those shower activities with some thunderstorms as well. All of that will slowly be moving towards the east, so we anticipate some clearing within the next 45 to 50 minutes. And our boating forecast for tonight through Thursday in the northwestern islands, those light and variable once again, which we've had all week long with flat seas, 1 to 3 feet. High tide takes place at 9:40 with another high tide at 10:02 tomorrow morning. And for the central and southeastern islands through Thursday, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I've survived the storm, now look what I've earned. Oh, my ship is coming in. I can feel the shifting winds. My ship is coming in. I'm back on my feet again. My ship is coming in.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Melina.
Thanks so much, Basil. It's a segment you've been waiting for. The owner of Krabby Juice, Jamelia Joffer, joins us live in studio. Welcome to Access Now.
Welcome, Jamelia.
Thank you.
And I have to say, I really thought Royston was making that up yesterday during the close.
I wasn't making it up.
And now I know that he didn't make it up. Can you give us a PG version of how you came up with your name?
Well, honestly, when I first started, it started off as a joke. Yeah, so I didn't take it seriously at all. My cousin and I went on a family vacation to the U.S. in 2019, and she took me to try a seafood boil for the first time. That was the first time I've ever had one, and I fell in love with it automatically. And I was like, oh my gosh, right there at the table, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to find, no, actually I said, oh my gosh, I have to try this. Like, I have to try to find this at home. When I came home, I didn't really find anyone that was doing it to my liking. And I was like, I should open up a place and I'll name it Krabby Juice. And it was just this big joke. So
it'll make people look twice, that's for sure.
What started as a big joke has turned into a full-fledged business. But what is Krabby Juice? What are you about, and what makes your offerings unique?
Well, Krabby Juice is a seafood boil business. We sell only seafood boils for now. We're thinking about introducing new items to our menu, but it's just seafood boils. We wanted to perfect our sauce and perfect one thing before we decided to expand onto different items. So we sell a variety of shellfish, shrimp, lobster, mussels, black mussels, green mussels, clams, crayfish, snow crab, stone crab. We have Caribbean king crab, and then we have Alaskan king crab.
A variety.
So a huge menu.
And y'all can't smell this. This smells amazing.
It does smell amazing, the spices and flavors. And we have this laid out, including a lot of the items you just described, which are, I love a seafood boil. Tell us what we have before us, and maybe we should dig in very shortly. I can't wait.
Yeah, so I bought a sample. This is our most popular boil, or one of the most popular. This would be a crab and shrimp combo, add eggs. So that would be, something like this would be like $35. We have our medium, medium-sized pans. These start at 80.
That's a good
and
size,
you can, you can share it between 2 to 3 people, and it's customizable. So you can add any item from the menu that I just listed. So this particular one is just a little mix of the most popular items, and this
one's just worth it. We don't even need to worry about the price. Like, whatever it is,
so
if you
this
can
one,
smell this, I'd be like,
is
I don't
like
even
for
need to
larger
know.
events.
Yeah, like we're just ready to have it.
Shall we dig in?
Yes, please. So you just put on the gloves.
Okay.
Put on the gloves.
Seafood boil, as you know, it's very popular and very typically messy, but it's intended to be messy, right?
Yes. Right. So a lot of customers would like ask for forks, and I'm like, no, you have to dig in with your hands.
And so speaking of customers, I know you were mentioning that there isn't really anybody else over here that was doing it in this style. Have a lot of Bahamians caught on the ear out yet, or are people still finding their way in? How's the traffic looking in there?
Well, the traffic is pretty good. A lot of people do, even though there were people doing it before me, like a few individuals, a lot of people still would be like, oh, you're like the pioneer of seafood boils. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Recognition then.
Right, so it's like, I think it's because of my consistency. So I've been able to.
And I like what you said about mastery of the craft, and starting and making sure your flavor profiles are right before moving on to anything else.
Making sure that
What am I digging into here?
You're talking too much.
I'm getting let me get a sausage or something. Oh, I see one.
Really good.
There we go.
Oh, you had it? Yeah. This is really good.
Thank you.
I know Kush said they were planning on coming in here to raid this place. I hope you brought enough gloves for everybody, because last week we had some people storm in.
They're going to be here in a minute. Don't worry about that. The flavor profile is absolutely incredible. You can't taste it at home, but I'm telling you, the spices, the seasoning, the flavors that's developed here are rich and very, very delicious.
It's really good.
Incredible.
And you picked up one of the most popular items, the egg.
I did that on purpose. That totally wasn't a mistake. This is delicious.
Love those eggs.
And your protein in as well.
Yes. And so where can people find you? Because now you've convinced me now. I was nervous last night, but I'm excited now.
Well, I'm actually located on East Street and Carter Avenue, directly across the street from Island Games. So once you're on East Street, heading south past Kelly's Lumberyard, it would be the 7th building on the left.
Okay.
You're going to see me real soon.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see me
And do you have a
real
number?
soon.
Like, are you on WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm on WhatsApp. The number on WhatsApp is 425-0489. And the landline you can call is 605-1423.
Awesome.
Yes.
Amelia Joffer, we enjoyed having you on the show so much, and I can't wait to have you back so I can eat more of this.
You
We're going
guys
to see what's on
enjoy.
tap with sports coming up next.
Bahamas moves up one spot in the FIBA World Rankings. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
It's Bahamas' biggest night.
time, this November 1st, join Alliance Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Air as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground, performing for the first time. Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing, R&B sensation Uncle Sam. Get ready for Deborah Cox. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground. Nassau. Tyrese, Uncle Sam, and Deborah Cox. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations. Or log on to cashandgobahamas.com. For info, call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Despite going winless in the most recent window of the FIBA America Basketball Tournament, Bahamas men's national basketball team moving up one spot in the latest FIBA World Rankings. The 242 now sits at number 51, just ahead of Bulgaria and Nigeria, and narrowly missing out on cracking the top 50. Bahamas had tough losses against the USA, Brazil, and Uruguay, but played well and qualified for the tournament for the first time in nearly 3 decades. The ranking indicates how far the Bahamas' men's basketball program has come after narrowly missing out on securing an Olympic bid back in July 2024. Then the Bahamas would fall to Spain in Spain 86-78 in the final game of the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Bahamas is still in search of its first Olympic berth in men's basketball. And in track news, for just the 7th time in the history of the World Athletics Championships, the Bahamas finished with no medals, but competed valiantly against the top countries of the world. Almost 200 nations competed in the global meet, and the Bahamas finished in a 7-weight tie for 61st on the placing chart with 4 points. With 3 athletes making the top 8 of their respective disciplines. Devin Charlton was 6th in the women's 100-meter hurdles. Kendrick Thompson ended the meet with an 8th place finish in the men's decathlon among 24 competitors. And Anthony Straughn made the finals in the women's 200 meters for a 2nd time in a row, but was disqualified for a false start. About 2,200 athletes from around the world competed in the 9-day meet, which wrapped up on Sunday night inside the Japan National Stadium in Tokyo, Japan. And that's a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Crystal clear waters, endless pink sand beaches, and the heartbeat of Bahamian culture. This October, all eyes will turn to beautiful Harbor Island as the sail rides for the North Eleuthera Regatta. And when it comes to covering the excitement, no other station captures it better than ZNS.
The North Eleuthera Regatta, yes, it's back after some years.
Make plans to be there October 8th through the 13th. The North Eleuthera Regatta under the theme, Regatta, the return, then and now.
Get this straight to our new sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, ASAP.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, quick.
New sales and marketing office in Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor, on my way.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor.
You could have caught a ride with me. We're only a block away from ZNS.
ZNS Sales and Marketing has moved to the 5th floor, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West. For more information, call 502-3800.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
You're looking at a shot of the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau. Welcome back. That shot is by our Kyson Miller. There's quite a bit of history attached to this hotel, dating back to 1900 when it was built by Henry Flagler. It burned down in 1922 and was rebuilt 7 stories tall in 1924. It was later purchased by Sir Harry Oakes in 1932, and over the years it was operated by the Sheraton, Best Western, and Hilton brands. Whew, well, that's quite a bit of history. Let's head on down to Freeport, Grand Bahama. Let's go.
A Caribbean classic is returning to the spotlight. The Freeport Players Guild opens in 2025-2026 theater season with Moon on a Rainbow Shawl, Errol John's award-winning masterpiece that has graced Broadway, the National Theater, and beyond. Audiences are invited September 26th and 27th with a matinee on the 28th at the Regency Theater, where the vibrancy of 1950s Trinidad comes to life. Directed by Paulette Russell, who once played Mavis in the Guild's 1978 staging, this revival weaves together themes of love, poverty, identity, and resilience. Audiences will have a chance to step into a story where the struggles of yesterday echo with the truths of today under the glow of a rainbow shawl. Marlena?
Oh, well, the Regency Theater is where I got my start on stage, and I wish I could be there to see it myself. Thanks, Royston. Well, I'm sure you've heard that nothing beats a Jet2 holiday, and right now you can save 50 pounds per person. Just kidding, but you might be minding your own business on the beach in Greece, and the unexpected happens. Here's Matea Cunningham, and let's talk socials.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Socials, where we break down what's active on your feed. Tourists in Greece thought they were signing up for sun, sand, and selfies, but ended up in a real-life drama. A video shows a boat filled with migrants from Libya trying to land on the Sarakaniko beach. The beachgoers jumped into the water and started pushing the boat back out with their bare hands, almost acting as though they were border patrol. They eventually told the group to head to the port instead. Check this out.
Βλέπεις, είδαμε ότι δεν υπάρχει πρόβλημα. 300 άτομα το πρωί, 200 εκβίες.
Online, the reaction has been split. Some say the tourists were protecting the law, while others say it was cold to turn away people in need. What do you think? Was this about keeping order, or was the compassion left behind? That's what's trending today. I'm Matea, and this is Let's Talk Socials.
Marlena didn't left us with the food.
Big mistake, because I believe in myself. I don't know about you.
It's so tasty looking.
Oh, yes. Tasty looking, tasty tasting.
Yeah. That's going to do it for Access Now for tonight. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night when Rashawn Bowe joins us with some Litables. You don't want to miss that.
Sounds good. Sounds like fun. But stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson and his panel on the Political Roundtable. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Can you imagine our kids on their own? We can't just look away.
Are you sure these people want us?
I know they do. You can call me Mama. Oh, Lord.
If we can't wrap our arms around the most vulnerable, then what do we have? Noise! And the children can't take the noise anymore.
We want the ones that nobody else wants.
Who hurt you, baby? I'm not giving up on you. You can't give up on me either. What we gonna do? Everybody's falling apart.
I'm doing the best I can.
We gotta work on this together. We your people now. And love never gives up.
Coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair.
The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented these 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday.
Yes.
And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. Eleuthera, Northern District and Harbor Island. Charles Wesley Methodist Church, Lower Bogue. Mission Church of God, Upper Bogue. The Current Community Center, The Current. Haitian Baptist People Church, The Bluff. Zion Methodist Church, Current Island. New Jerusalem Church, Blackwood. Sir George Roberts Public Library, Harbor Island. Lighthouse Church of God, Harbor Island. New Alliance Church of God, Harbor Island. Eleuthera Southern District. Church of God of Prophecy, Topham Bay. Deep Creek Primary School, Deep Creek. Green Castle Primary School, Green Castle. Wims's Bight Primary School, Wims's Bight.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day. Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
But I'm giving you 1 month to find a job, or you can find one of your little friends that's gonna let you sleep on their couch for free.
Can I help you? I'm just trying to talk to a young lady right here. I need for you to leave my shop right now. I'm gone.
It's hard for a woman to call out the man and her son. I just need some prayer support.
I'm just trying to see about a job, right? I ain't heard about nothing. What, you a salesman for this company?
I'm the president. That's for more. I want to introduce you to a small group of men that mean the world to me.
We grow together, we eat together. It's one of the most important things I've ever done in my life. God has forgiven me so much. Who was I to refuse to forgive? Okay, Jesus, I give it to you.
Isaiah, welcome to the Forge.
Now that is good. Miss Claire, I need you to come by here more often. Keisha needs you.
Riding a motorcycle requires a heightened sense of awareness, strength, and better coordination than driving a car. It also involves increased risks and more maneuvering skills. Motorcycles are not as easily seen as a car or trucks. Other motorists, particularly those who don't ride a motorcycle, may not be looking for motorcycles in traffic. This places the motorcyclist at risk, particularly at intersections. Here are a few tips supplied by the Royal Bahamas Police Force to ensure a safer ride. Always ensure that all persons are equipped with fitting helmets and other motorcycle safety gear like effective eyewear. Ensure that the motorcycle is licensed and insured and both license plates are properly secure on both front and back. Do not pop motorcycles, especially when on a busy road or intersection. It impairs your line of sight and your ability to swerve will be delayed. Be alert when riding and be mindful of road conditions, especially when overtaking. Always inspect your motorcycle before every ride to ensure your vehicle is fully operational, especially tires and braking systems. Be sure to be well informed about bike hand signals and other safety procedures. Along with this freedom comes responsibility, but all the risks involved can be managed through training and education. Let us drive safe and share the road. I am couple 3599 Camille Johnson, reminding you that safety is everyone's responsibility.
I put my foolish pride aside in acknowledgement of your goodness. Everything is the Lord's in the earth in its fullness.
It's MADIO Mario, and I'm inviting you to tune into Entertainment Fridays on the Bahamas Tonight. Access now at 7:30 p.m. You miss it, you diss it.
Fall, but was caught before I fell. Was so hard-headed, too stubborn to ask for help.
That's the Bahamas Tonight. Access now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Crystal clear waters, endless pink sand beaches, and the heartbeat of Bahamian culture. This October, all eyes will turn to beautiful Harbor Island as the sail rides for the North Eleuthera Regatta. And when it comes to covering the excitement, no other station captures it better than ZNS.
The North Eleuthera Regatta, yes, it's back after some years.
Make plans to be there October 8th through the 13th. The North Eleuthera Regatta under the theme, Regatta, the return, then and now.
Here in the Caribbean region, our climate is changing, resulting in intense heat as temperatures soar. This increase in temperature is having a significant impact on our energy sector.
With the increase in temperatures, we, of course, are expecting an increase in the use of electricity or cooling, etc. So there's an increased demand on the utility companies to, provide for that overload on their systems.
The hotter it gets, the more energy need there is for cooling among the population, but also the harder it becomes for electricity to be produced. So the efficiency of electricity production is typically also lower when it's really hot.
But there are ways we can help. Simple actions can make a big difference.
There are certain measures that we can take to make sure that we mitigate some of the possible impacts, such as using LED bulbs.
It's up to all of us to take proactive steps. Stay informed and prepared. Together, we can weather this storm. For more information and updates, follow CIMH on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us. Well, not so good news to report tonight. Joblessness increases. Now, after shattering a 16-year hike, unemployment figures have made a return to double digits, with females accounting for those majority of those out of work. Now, take a look at this report by Makusha Lapina tonight on the numbers.
Those numbers laid bare in first quarter results of 2025's labor force survey, the findings of which show a 2% uptick in the country's jobless rate, pushing the much-touted 8.8% achieved May 2023 to 10.8%. Further, the unemployment rate was higher among females at 11.2% compared to males at 10.4%. Now, nationally, women between the ages of 20 and 44 years and a gang 45 and 54 years were more likely to be unemployed. And this while youth employment came in at 20.9%, with the unemployment rate among young women at 21.7% and young men 20.3%. Now, percentages aside, by head count, some 25,925 people were added to the unemployment line this past January, with females making up 51.3% or 13,295 individuals. Of that 25,000+ people, 19,970 were here in New Providence, 3,500 in Grand Bahama, and 1,455 in Abaco. And on all islands, women outnumbered men. On the contrary, as of January, 214,725 people were clocking into a job, with males comprising more than half, or 50.7%. Of those employed, 65,225 individuals were underemployed, that is, working part-time while wanting additional hours. Meantime, outside the labor force, we're talking those individuals available to work but not looking for a job, 3,720 people, or 3.5% of those surveyed. The reasons vary, from 1,730 who are tired of looking for a job or no job in the area, to the 1,120 lacking job experience, to the 870 who are considered either too young or too old.
All right, Makusha Lapina reporting. And of course, national anchor of the Bahamas tonight, Makusha Lapina, joins me live in studio tonight to talk more about this decline in national employment numbers. Good to have you on the set, Makusha. Now, rationalize this for me, because a lot of people are thinking, with all of the talk about boosting the economy and people seem to have more, how is it that unemployment is going up? Do we have any rationale yet on information or statistics as to what's contributing to this?
I think it begins with the basic fact that most people lack, or the majority of these people lack, soft skills. So it begins with that. To the point that that was a talking point for the Labor Minister during her address to the Abaco Business Outlook. Steps are being taken to address this and probably bring those numbers down, because as indicated, as you just heard in the report, that's 2 full percentage points that we went up by after 16 years of getting those numbers down to 8.8%, we're now back up to double digits. Not the kind of news any government wants to hear, and certainly not the kind of news a government wants to hear going into our election.
I was about to ask you that. Should the government be concerned about this latest statistics?
The government should be concerned, because unemployment is one of those driving forces that determine if I vote for you. If I vote otherwise. But to the government's credit, and based on what the Labor Minister has put out there, steps are being made to bring down numbers, albeit these numbers have just been released. And part of that bringing down the numbers is a reform of the whole labor market in terms of promoting quality employment program. We've also heard time and time again from each Minister of Labor, so not necessarily beginning with Minister Pierre Glover, that with these investors coming on board and going into these family islands, and with these investments taking root, you need to be prepared. You need to have the training. And training is especially important for the Bahamas Chamber of Labor, Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, that is, whose executive recently pointed out that where there's no where there's no training, we risk. We take jabs to our economy. So this is a very important sticking point for the government. It's an issue that has to be addressed going into an election, because of course it's an issue that the opposition or the opposing factors will be riding the government hard on.
And I've got to ask you before we conclude, I know there was always this debate about how we report figures and whether discouraged workers was a good reflection of people who are unemployed, because discouraged workers mean they're no longer seeking. What do we know about discouraged workers in this category?
Discouraged workers play a big chunk in these numbers, but I think what's very interesting, despite the fact that women outnumber men in terms of being jobless, women have more degrees. There are more women with degrees out there who are jobless than men with degrees. And when we say more, we're talking about a ratio of 2 to 1. So that's disheartening for a woman who come back from school, get a degree, and can find a job. So the discouraged workers, when you put them in line with the discouraged workers in terms of I'm tired looking for a job, I can't find a job in my area, I don't have the training, I'm too old, I'm too young, here you are with this next phenomenon of people with the experience, or at least with the book experience, a degree experience, and can't find a job.
Wow. So, bit of good information there. Thanks for breaking it all down for us, Makusta Pinda of the Bahamas tonight. Great to have you with us again. Thank you. Well, Bahamas Christian Council President Apostle Delton Fernando weighing in on the 20-year sentence handed down to a 50-year-old deacon. Get this, found guilty of molesting a 10-year-old girl in his care. The little girl was living with the deacon and his wife following the death of her mother. In January and February of 2023, the convict allegedly raped the young girl on 3 occasions in his home. Now, Apostle Fernando is adamant that the nation's children must be protected.
It's very concerning. If you read the details of the story, he is a convicted felon. I know people highlight that he said he was a deacon, but the highlight of the story was he's already not a trusted member of the clergy in the Bahamas. We stand against that kind of behavior, if it's in the cloth, if it's in the parliament, wherever it is. It's unacceptable.
And it's always disheartening when we hear stories like this in our country, right? Because you're wondering, what are people not getting? Why are we still having challenges like this, especially when it considers people who are entrusted with protecting and caring for children and violating them? It's crazy. I'm not going to say much on that because I think it's just absolute nonsense when this happens. And in our country, we have to get it together. We have to protect our children and make sure our children have safe environments. And, you know, we got to continue to pray, because when you now have people in the church doing these things, where it's the fear of God, the conscience of God. And I don't want to judge anybody, but we need to pray for the protection of our children and make sure that we cover our children every day so that they don't face hardships like this. Enough said on that. It's Tuesday. That means Political Roundtable is in the house. And those stories are just some of the topics that we will dominate tonight's discussions. We're going to talk about these issues tonight. So it's going to be a very intense discussion. The government's announcement of pay increases in December, education, immigration, and labor and land reform are also on tonight's agenda. So it's going to get pretty interesting. Our goal every Tuesday, of course, is to provide you with a political perspective from the country's major parties and how they view topics of national interest and how it can impact all Bahamians. We're going to get started right after a break. You're watching the rundown here on the ZNS network. It gets really hot right after the break. Stay close.
I'm Desmond Saunders. I want you to tune in to the new Weekend Edition, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m., where we have a whole lot of new stuff for you. All right, so I'll give you a sneak preview. Boldly Bahamians, Sizzle Saturdays, Parliamentary Bench, just to name a few. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. Coming this fall, the new Weekend Edition. Stay close. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
this straight to our new sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, ASAP.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, quick.
New sales and marketing office in Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor, on my way.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor.
You could have caught a ride with me. We're only a block away from ZNS.
ZNS Sales and Marketing has moved to the 5th floor, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West. For more information, call 502-3800.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because with your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
Welcome back. A special good night to all of you. Those of you who are joining me here in the Lions Den, I see you. Always a pleasure to have you there. And then, of course, those of you joining us on your various platforms, Flow TV, cable TV around the country, and those in Turks and Caicos Islands, around the region, and, of course, internationally watching us as well. Welcome to the Rundown, YouTube, of course. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Well, the majority of the country's political parties have been weighing in on several issues making national headlines, like the government's announcement of civil servant salary increases in December and land reform and tourism. Providing us with more clarity on these and other issues are, of course, Kyle Dean of the Progressive Liberal Party, Free National Movement Vice Chairman, Denari Roll, Coalition of Independents Deputy Leader, Dr. Veronica McIver, and, of course, Ali McIntosh, Bahamas Constitution Party Servant Leader. Always good to have you guys back on Tuesdays. I look forward to Tuesdays now. Welcome. Good to be here. Let's start right where we ended in that last segment with McCusker and myself, talking about unemployment and the fact that for the first time in a long time, unemployment went up back into the double digits from the single digits. And of course, we're hearing some of the reasons why that may have happened or that may have triggered. What is your response to that? Is that something of concern, or is that just a matter of when you report items, reporting times and dates? What do you say about unemployment?
Okay, for me, I am concerned, the government should be concerned about this. Keep in mind, when the administration came into power in 21, it was just around post-pandemic. There was an enthusiasm to travel again. So our tourist numbers went up. And the country had started to do much better than during the pandemic. But I think things are starting to taper down now, and now we're really starting to see the true effects. I would also like to ask the question with the foreign labor, whether the permit holders, are they taken into account in this? And I would also like to know whether any illegal activity going on with foreign workers, whether that would have an effect on these numbers. So these are interesting things that we do need to talk about. It is not good for a government because, you know, when things like this happen, they are going to be collecting less taxes. NIB is going to have to give out more benefits. So it's going to be really a double whammy for the government. Hopefully they will rebound during the Christmas when stores start to pick up and hotels start to re-energize during the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. So I'm hoping the best for the government. But that's...
I want to ask Servant Leader, because There seems to be some connection to unemployment, because you've seen the unemployment figures rise, but yet there are so many jobs still available that need people, but we're being told that Bahamians don't possess the necessary skills. How do you bridge that gap?
Wow, I mean, I did. Thanks very much, and good evening, everyone. Makushla did speak to the fact of whether people are qualified for the jobs that have been presented. I do believe we need to take a proactive approach as to how we assess what is the skills in the country. When we do that, we are best able to now delineate in terms of who is available and who is not available. A lot of times people are looking for jobs that may be available where they're not looking, and it's important for them to be directed adequately. The fact that we're giving so many work permits obviously is a concern for some Bahamians, and some people are just wary. They just decide, I'm not going looking for a job, especially if they are in a position where they don't feel they have to work at this point. And that's why, as with the numbers, more women are unemployed than men, because we get tired looking for jobs. When we just forget about it. So they call them wary.
There's not a level playing field when it comes to female and males applying for jobs?
A lot of people or employers sometimes prefer to hire a man because they believe he will not have the issues that women have, which is with their children, babysitting, sick days, and so they would most likely, when they look at the candidates, go with a male. And I've seen that in a lot of instances. A lot of women employers obviously consider women in terms of saying it could be me, and so we are appreciative that when you think about it, when you can empathize in regards to the situation, that you would prefer to employ somebody that you feel needs the job. And so that is a very serious issue. But I do believe that the economy have changed. If the employment is going down, it means, employment is going down. It means that the economy has changed somewhat. I think we do need to re-engineer the economy to some degree, get more people out there doing their own things, make sure there's not a stranglehold on small businesses and people being able to go there and make a living for themselves. And so we must push that as an initiative so that persons can be employed, because all we want is people working, people being able to take care of themselves.
Tenari, what do you make of this report?
Well, good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, my fellow panelists. What jumps out to me with the numbers is the youth unemployment, 21%, 20.9%, 21% if we round that up. And one of the things I wouldn't say it's wholeheartedly this government, but they still have some blame to take in it, because when you have a government that hires almost 500 retired civil servants back on the books, it speaks to your succession planning. Why do we have to bring back 500 civil servants if they collecting their pension and their full salary and then they retired and then coming back and we paying them again? That's almost like double dipping. Why do we have to pay them? We have 20,000 young people on average coming out a year. Are they not skilled enough? Are they not equipped enough? Do we have enough young people in the system that are actually qualified to take these positions? And so that is one of the most challenging things I see in there for me. And for me, I think governments and leadership is elected to take care of its people. And one of the things they could do, and from the onset, is if we have an issue with skilled workers and our people having the lack thereof, I think it's incumbent upon us to train them. We could take about 2 million out of the 58 million travel budget and invest it in a holistic governmental training program. We could take 3 million from the 10 million that we spend on bad press and say, let me invest this in the youth of the nation. Or we could call it a Department of Labor and a Ministry of Public Service overall workshop and training program to ensure that the people that are in there has the necessary training and skills that they need to advance. We could set up initiatives for them to be equipped and definitely focus on education. We have some schools right now that are operating now without principals and that sort of stuff. So it costs us to take a deeper dive into our educational system and all, and how intentional we could be in modernizing it, what we have our kids focusing on and getting creative, because that's what leadership does. It's important on us as leaders to focus on issues, focus on things that matters, and get creative, because that's what the people put us there for. And so for me, it's a work in progress, and it's definitely disturbing, but I think it's something that the government could be serious about. We have the resources, pump the resources in your people, make them be able to sustain themselves, help them with their education, make them job ready, and then you'll see the numbers go back on the decline.
All right, Kyle?
Brother Clint, I appreciate you for being here, and thank you to your guests. The unemployment numbers are nothing to celebrate, and I believe this transcends politics. If you go on the Department of Labor skills portal, I mean, the amount of jobs I see advertising there, it's amazing. I believe that we have, and this is for me a mindset, a lot of our parents have taught children, come to school, you get a job, you help pay some bills in the house. I mean, when you teach your children to take that route, you put them at a disadvantage in the world of the workforce. So when we look at this youth unemployment rate that Brother Danari talked about, UB enrollment is up. BTVI enrollment is up. Young people or Gen Z are more inclined to educate themselves before they join the workforce because they want to be able to be employable. They want to get a good career. And so although the youth unemployment may be up, UB is seeing record-breaking enrollments now. BTVI is seeing record-breaking enrollments now. So what does that say in comparison to the numbers? Although young people are not automatically entering the workforce, because I see the unemployment between youth is between 15 to 24 years. You come out of school at 16. It's illegal to hire children at 15.
Right.
Right? So I don't understand why it's from 15 to 24. I think it should have been a little older than that. But this age bracket, they're applying to go off to school, they're applying to go to the university, they're applying to go to BTVI, they are readying themselves and putting themselves in a position to become educated and to become employable. So let's look at the National Training Agency. I know of a cohort of young people who just came out of training from the National Training Agency. Some of them have degrees, went there to get other skills and other areas that they love to be employable. As a matter of fact, a lot of them, or most of them, have transitioned from the NTA's apprenticeship program into BTVI. In the same age bracket, young people. So Brother Danari talked about the government and its handling of the public service. This is the most succession plan we have seen in the public service in its history. What? This is the most the public service has offered courses in the history of the public service. The public service has a school where it's training its members. They offer the free courses, anybody could sign up, and any public servant could sign up. Not only that, when it comes to the armed forces, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Defense Force, the prison, the immigration, the government has added more than 3,000 young people in their 20s to the workforce of the public service.
True.
But the manpower is less than members in office today. Come on, man, Carl. I need you to speak some facts.
I know.
The manpower audit, there are less officers that are in
with you, Brother Danari.
I don't play
political gymnastics
I just tell you the
with
facts.
the livelihood of people, okay? I speak facts. I don't play political gymnastics. If you come on the show to do that, I will not entertain you. I'm going to resist the devil so he could flee from me.
You sound
So the government is doing its best. We don't celebrate these numbers. No one is going to celebrate these numbers, and we're not going to play politics with these numbers. We want to encourage Bahamians to get as skilled as possible to become employable so that employees don't have to say, we have to go get a work permit to fill a position in my company.
And I'm glad you raised it because I think this is where because what we want, I think, at the end of the day is for Bahamians to be empowered in the economy, right? Yes. We want Bahamians to have the opportunities first.
Yes.
And then if we say, well, we want it, you got to go find somebody to fill it. We don't want people filling it first and you're Bahamians saying, I don't have the opportunity to do it. But that comes with a certain level of individual responsibility. I have to make myself qualified for the job. I can't just say I'm being charged and I've never managed people before, right? So I think we have to take a responsibility as Bahamians to prepare ourselves for these jobs. I think it'll be perfect that we never have to issue work permits. And I believe that if you issue work permits, they ought to be unconditioned. You got 3 years here, and in another 3 years, you better train some Bahamian to be able to take that job, because guess what's going to happen in 3 years? I ain't come back to ask you no more.
That was the original. Brother Clint, let me just say this. I know of companies now who the Department of Immigration refused to issue work permits to because Bahamians can do the job. I'm aware of, I don't want to call their names, but I am aware of personal situations where that is the case. Not only that, Brother Clint, before you can apply for a work permit, you have to first obtain a labor certificate.
Right.
A part of the process of obtaining a labor certificate is you have to satisfy the Department of Labor that you cannot find anyone to fulfill this job. So you have to advertise it. The department advertises it as well on the labor skills, the skills portal, the Department of Labor skills portal. Bahamians have an opportunity to apply through the labor skills portal, and subsequently, the issuance of that labor certificate will be rejected. And I have to give kudos and props to the new labor director who has taken that very seriously. If Bahamians can fill the jobs, the Department of Labor is not inclined to issue labor certificates.
I just have one question, or Carl spoke so eloquently on the process just now in the labor portal. Then my question is, why has this government from 2023 not published the immigration report? Then if you're doing everything above board and everything is in line and it's the portal, it's digital, publish the information for the people to see. Then don't be behind door and then you come on the show and tell us how you feel or how the process works. What I'm saying to you is, I'm just asking a question. From 2023,
the same process of work permit that existed under the FNM is the same process of work permit that exists under the PLP.
Okay, and I just are you going to answer the question?
No, it's very disingenuous.
2023 to now, we have been asking you to publish the migration report. The government has not done it. So if everything is above hand, they should have been able to produce the report.
I want to get Dr. McGuire.
So you bring your facts, we ain't one, but how you feel.
I know exactly what she can start off. She was like, this is exactly what I've been saying.
What we're talking about. But you know, Clint, when I started out tonight, I started up by saying the permit holders might have some influence on that. Yeah. And also, too, we cannot dismiss the illegal migrants who are working for people. We have to keep that in mind. Like I said, with the COI, what we plan to do in terms of job skills, we're gonna, in the school system, people who are not academically inclined, we're gonna have them tiered so that when they leave school, they are skill set and ready to go. So I don't see it as being a problem. Another thing that may be happening in the Bahamas is, I have a hotel. The stopover visitors have diminished this year. And so that may mean hotels are making a little less money, so they may lower their employees. So all of these things have a factor on the economy. Right. They say that tourist numbers are up, but it's only up because of the cruise ship. When you look at the cruise ships, they are stopping in a lot of the keys. So
their own keys.
Their own keys. And so, and I understand that a lot of the people on the ships are now allowed to come on the keys to work for the ship, and they're not even employing Bahamians to do that anymore. So all of these things we have to take into consideration because of our economic model and the way the government is moving. I think we need to change these things and put Bahamians first.
I want to say something you just said, and I thought it was important. With the hotel, with the cruise ship workers having to work on the keys, which is true. But they're doing that because Bahamians don't want to relocate to the keys. Bahamians want a job right here. You know, in America, they will relocate to a different state for a job. They have no problem migrating. That's different for Bahamians. We don't want to leave home. We want a job here. We don't want to work no shift. We want weekends off, right? We want that perfect 9 to 5, 5 days a week job. The reality is, in the tourist economy, that probably is not going to be the most obvious job. And they will tell you, Royal Caribbean will be the first to tell you, that every time they have job fairs, they can't find people to fill the positions. Why? People don't want to move to a key. People don't want to work on key. They was, no, I leave in the house, I don't work on no key. And you know, they always make a joke about it, say, the man say, I ain't leaving my woman here for you to go find. I ain't got no key to work, and when I come back here, she got a new boyfriend. You know, it's a reality, right? So I think, again, we still have, the question is, how desperate or how much do Bahamians really want to work?
So Glenn, let me say this. That's why we need, personally, this is my opinion, we need to get away from cruise ships owning the keys. Get back to what we know before. Come off the cruise ship, employ the taxi drivers, go to all the different stores and stuff, and then the stores start making more money. They, in turn, will employ more people, but I'm telling you, the money is being staying right at the top.
Yes.
And it's not trickling down to the economy, and I believe that's why it's having a direct effect on employment numbers and businesses not being able to support their employees.
If I may,
I'll let you take a last comment and then we go to break. Go ahead.
Okay, I agree with Dr. McIver in regards to the cruise ships owning their islands and really taking away jobs from Bahamians. But we also, in our educational system, as we talk about educational reform, educate children from the very beginning what it takes to run this economy. And based on teachers educating children what it takes all the way through the educational system, that is going to help us. Says it's not only about a 9-to-5 job. If we want the economy to work, then we will work it. If we don't work it, then foreigners will work it. And that is very important. And the BCP, in terms of its educational reform programs, is thinking about putting the emphasis on teachers, motivating them, giving them the kinds of raises and increase. We have a very creative way in how we're going to raise money to give teachers more money and attract more male to the teaching profession, because we are educating both boys and girls, and we need both male and female teachers to be part of the push so that they understand what it takes to run the Bahamas, so that they will do it and there has to be no major complaint regarding how much foreigners we bring into the economy.
All right, let's go to a break. We'll be back right after this and continue our discussion. Stay close.
Coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair. The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented these 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday.
Yes.
And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Welcome back to the rundown, our political discussion tonight with our political roundtable. We're moving to education tonight, and the question really is, we've seen it in the news last week, the discussion about the kids who are coming to school that don't know English. And the question is, what do you do? And I want to hear what your political parties are going to do. What is your position regarding the fact that there are some students who come to school that don't know the English language, and the teachers don't know Creole? I mean, and that's the language most of them are speaking. What do you do? What's the solution to that?
The Bahamas Constitution Party is very much cognizant of what is happening. And I would repeat the words of Perry Christie, it is what it is. And when I say that, it means that if there is a language barrier within the school, we have to find a way to make it work. I think we were just 2 days ago thinking about that our planners have at least, we're about a 13-page in educational reform. Part of that is, how do we deal with the situation of Creole speaking? I have no problem with us teaching Creole in the school. If we are going, and you mentioned when we were off air regarding the rights of a child, and the UN, all of the conventions that we have signed on to means if children are here, they have to be educated. However, I do believe, though, we should have separate classes for children who are speaking Creole so that they don't hold back children who are already slow regarding English. And when I mean not speaking English, but in terms of their learning. So if we have separate classes with Creole speaking and classes with English speaking, we may be able to begin to mesh, because children has to learn. We know that many of our children, or our young people, they go off to college, they spend a whole year learning the language before they actually get into the school. Yeah, the subjects. And the university doesn't say you can't come here, but you learn the language and then you go into the subject matter. And so this is important. We have to do that. We're still working out of the details in terms of how we will do it. But we do believe if we separate the classes, but the children has to learn, and Bahamians should learn Creole. And the reason is this: if you're standing in a place where there are more Creole people than you, and they're talking, you have no idea what they're talking about. See, we're not afraid, we're not intimidated by this. When we're talking about forward movement, progressive thinking, the Bahamas Constitution Party sits right there. We are just not afraid to say this is a problem, we're not going to do it. That cannot possibly exasperate the situation.
I'm going to go to you, Dr. McGarvey. Edward Smith in the Lion's Den says, you can't speak English, take your backside home.
Okay. Let me answer this as best I can. First of all, you shouldn't deny children the right to learn, okay? That's a humanitarian reason. So I would not take away that from a child. However, we must understand, the question I have is, how do we have so many children who cannot speak English? If they were born in Nassau, why can't they speak English? Did it mean that their parents came over pregnant, had the baby, and she doesn't know how to speak English herself, and she had a baby within a year, 2 years, 3 years, the child is now in preschool, and the mother can't still speak English, so the child can't speak English. It is a very difficult situation. Perhaps Belinda Wilson had recommended that teachers learn Creole. That's one solution. I don't know if I would necessarily go along those lines. She made a suggestion that perhaps we should separate them because they will keep the children back. That might have some minuses to it. But let me tell you what I think needs to happen overall, visionary for this country. We should not have any amount of foreigners in this country more than 15 to 20% of the population. The United Nations said to keep your sovereignty, you should not have more than 15% of any one type of foreigner. So therefore, why do we have, and I have to say Haitians because they are in the majority, we need to start importing other migrants because COI is not against legal migration. We would like to diversify it. We would want the Filipinos to come, the Jamaicans to come, the Chinese to come.
All three already here.
Listen, all of them are here.
Great
so what I'm saying is try to have a balance. Do not have it skewed, because right now there's more than 20% of the Haitian population here. So according to the United Nations, that presents a sovereignty risk. And so once you approach it from that angle, some of these challenges that we have today, we will not have tomorrow. So that would be a start.
So how do you monitor that, right? For example, how do you monitor that, right? Because even if we're keeping in line with the percentages that you're giving or you're suggesting for a particular particular culture, a particular nationality. How do you monitor that or control that? Because if they're here, and many of them are legal, and they continue to populate, how do you now say you don't reach your 50% quota? You can't have the more children. Because a lot of times, if you look at it, they don't just populate with their own nationality. The issue here is a lot of them are having babies with Bahamians, right? And you don't know these people have a Haitian heritage because they speak English and they talk normally until you hear them switch. And you recognize, oh, and then you recognize they got a Bahamian daddy or Bahamian mommy, right?
Okay.
And so how do you control the growth?
Could I put something in based on what you were saying earlier, speaking on sovereignty and the risk, because there are more Haitians. The leadership of the nation is responsible for securing the sovereignty. It doesn't matter that there are more Haitians here, that it become a Haitian state. We have to protect the sovereignty because that's the work of leadership. Now, when leadership abandon the work to protect the sovereignty of the state called the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, that's when they must leave office because they can't say, oh, we got more Haitians. We can't have Haitians who are saying because it's more of us, that means it's our place. No, it isn't. The Bahamas Constitution Party takes seriously the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that established the Bahamas as a sovereign democratic state. So it doesn't matter whether there's 80% Haitians here, this is still the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So the sovereignty must be protected, and that's the work of the leadership by forces within and without. So we can't just say it's a risky thing because it's more of them and they're having baby. They're still in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and they must abide by the law relates to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Let me interject here. It's easy because for Dr. McGavin to answer, probably because the COI's entire campaign is on Haitians.
No.
Nothing else.
No,
80% of what they talk about is Haitian this, Haitian that.
No,
nothing outside of that.
Now,
but
the devil is a liar. You talk about he was the devil. You are the devil.
Brother
Flee
Clint.
from me because that is incorrect.
Recently,
that is incorrect.
The Privy Council ruled that if your father's a Bahamian, you win. The courts ruled that if the father's Bahamian, you were entitled to what?
Citizenship.
So we talk about Creole speaking in schools. When that fully takes effect now, what is going to be now the implication of that in this country? Because Haitians didn't just come here, procreate among themselves to build where we are now.
Right.
They intermingled with Bahamians, and we have a lot of Bahamians with Haitian heritage, a lot of Bahamians with a Haitian father who have to go and apply to immigration at the age of 18 before 19, but they have a Haitian father. And so it's easy for us now to, at this point, today, now if this was 20, 25 years ago, I would have said we could have gotten a handle on the situation.
Right.
But when you come 25, 30 years later to talk about getting a handle on the situation,
it's already integrated in your society.
It's already integrated.
It's all over the society.
When I go to Florida, everybody speaks Spanish and English. You want to know why? Because there's an influx of Mexicans coming into the United States. It is uncontrollable. They are...
Latin America is there too. They're all over. Hispanics all over.
It is uncontrollable. They are procreating with Americans, creating children that could speak both languages. And so in the schools in the Bahamas, you had a choice in foreign language to pick between French and Spanish. I believe we have come to a place in the school system where we have to now say, you have to pick between Creole or French, and then negate the Spanish because the Spanish-speaking population here isn't as great as the French/Creole-speaking population. And so, although Bahamians have xenophobia on the outside, but behind closed doors, we go to their clubs, eat their food, we like to compound, we like to do all of these things, but on the front end, you know, we present as xenophobic.
So, before
I believe
we go, let me just touch that right quickly, because I didn't touch it, but one of the things I want to say is we have an immigration crisis, right? In my view, this is the worst we've ever seen it in quite some time, right? And the reality is, even when you look at the jobless numbers, one of the things I think leadership across the board needs to do is we need to start collecting data. That's why data is important, and having pertinent information is important. Because sometimes I think we get caught up so much in the emotions of what we think it is or how we see it to be. So I don't subscribe to Carl's philosophy where it's almost like Bahamians backdooring and we down with these people, but on the front end, we playing like we don't like them. The reality is he cannot sit here right now and tell that's the majority of the Bahamian population feel. And so I think we need to focus more on statistics and data keeping so that we can make more informed decisions on how we move forward. So we could need the statistics on how much actual Creole-speaking children are in the system versus our Bahamian children before we proceed to saying we need to go as far as Creole versus regular English. And so we have to be very, again, critical because I don't think, again, the general Bahamian population is not against legal migration. The issue is now we have an illegal immigration crisis in this country. And so that's something we have to pay close attention to. And with that, we need the proper statistics and data to make.
So I want to go there. I know we started trying to go to education, but I think we're on immigration, and I want to stay there for a second because whose party has a policy on cleaning up the concern of immigration in our country?
I do.
Not the crisis, right? And the reason why I ask that is because what is the crisis? If you were to ask, what is the immigration crisis? What do you say it is?
I don't think we have an immigration crisis as we have a crisis of leadership.
Okay.
And when I say that is because the situation that sits before us must be dealt with.
What is the situation?
And we pretend as if it doesn't exist.
Tell me what is the situation?
We have three, the BCP has three planks in which we wish to restructure this matter of immigration because, you know, one plank is to secure the borders, uphold the law, which means the government must uphold the law regarding everything. Structured immigration partnership with Haiti. Where does the problem come from? How do we fix the problem in the first place? The third plank is integration, social cohesion, and human dignity. And why we're saying that is because each of these planks will have a nation-building effect. When we create the atmosphere in the country where it's just antagonism, we're not going to ever fix the problem because we're going to say, don't teach people how to speak Creole. Let's send all the Haitians back home. Let's hate everybody. We can't go there. We must find a way to solve the problem, to integrate in order for people, for us to fix the problem. This didn't just start it. This has always been around.
Every administration.
And when we do that, we're going to be able to bring a full resolution of the problem by projecting how we will fix the problem. Those are three planks.
What does the COI see as the immigration crisis, first of all? What is the crisis?
It is a crisis.
Okay.
Loftus Roca in 1985 made it clear to everybody that we had a national heritage problem and we had a national identity problem. He already foresaw what was going to happen. Multiple administrations after that did nothing. That's why we are where we are. Our Prime Minister got on a video that went viral speaking to the Haitian people, and you mentioned it last week, that I am you and you are me. We have to be apart now so we can be together later. The Prime Minister has not come forward and explained to the Bahamian people what he meant by that.
Okay, so let's pause right there because I've heard people say that, and I understand the context of it because I worked in the office of the Prime Minister when right after that happened, and it was a discussion. He was talking, and I'll make it clear so people understand the context. He was talking to those persons who are regularized, who have a right to be here and they have documentation and right, but felt discriminated against, that they didn't have access to the services. And he was saying, I've come to you because as far as I'm concerned, we all have one thing in common. We're human beings. And so I am you, you are me. We're one. And so you have a right and you have access. His comments were completely taken out of context, and people just quoted the line of what he said.
I just have to disagree. I didn't hear the word human beings.
I never gave. No, I didn't say the word human beings. Let me clarify again. Let me clarify. I didn't say he said it.
And even further went to say your origin is Haitian. You know such thing as Haitian. He was clear on what his intent was. So I can't sit here and allow you to clarify in my presence. That's your view. That's your view, but that is not what his suggestion was.
Migration, why doesn't he give us the statistics from the Department of Immigration? He has refused to give us the statistics. I believe that he is tone deaf.
Me too.
And he is not feeling the pulse of the Bahamian people. Let me say this for the 100th time. COI is not xenophobic.
You're
if
allowed.
you see our plan,
You are.
do you know that when we become the government, y'all give me 2 minutes to say this.
Get
When
it
we
all
become
in.
the government, Mr. Bain will be the Minister of Immigration. Do you know in the first month,
Bain's
do you
a
know what we are going to do for the
Bain's
for
a
our
French name.
no? Let me tell you what we're going to do. All of his family is Bahamian.
The
We're gonna have
origin of it
We're gonna
is
have
not Bahamian.
amnesty. We're gonna have a 1-month amnesty. And do you know that foreigners who are living in this land, who is here illegally but have a job and have good housing, we are going to allow them to come in and give them conditional registration. You know why? Because we have to clean up the mess. We need to know who is here in this country. So we're going to give conditional registration. Those who are here illegal, do not have a job, or perhaps don't have housing, we will repatriate you, but guess what? We are kind enough to say you can reapply. Once you find a job and get a permit, then you can come back to the country. We are not xenophobic if we are allowing that.
Can I ask a question?
No, I have to finish this. Those who are non-compliant, you will go before the court. Let's say you're illegal and you didn't come in for the 1-month amnesty. You'll go before the court. And we're not going to repatriate you. We are going to use you in hard labor. You're going to build our hospitals. You're going to build our schools. Abraham Traore, listen to this. Abraham Traore, everybody know about this gentleman in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
He has been using prisoners to help build apartments, build schools, build hospitals. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you want to come illegal and you're non-compliant, after giving you the amnesty, then we could use you in hard labor. Hold on. Number 2, we're going to have a seawall, a naval blockade around Inagua.
That's happening now.
Number 3, we have a zero tolerance policy for entering illegal in our country. We are going to end naturalization. This is our immigration policy. You could become a permanent resident, but we will end naturalization as we know it today.
So that means you're going to the court ruling by the Privy Council that states on what qualifies as a citizen. You're going to change the Constitution because the court ruling says, the Privy Council ruled that if you are a father and you have a Bahamian and you have a child, that person is entitled to citizenship.
Yes.
Are you going to change that?
No, that will remain. That has already been. A Bahamian is anyone, a mother or a father, or both, who are Bahamians. That is the law. We have to abide by that. The only thing we're waiting on now is the DNA for the father, for the mother, and the father. So now let me finish. I want to finish my point. We're going to continue demolishing the shanty towns, and we're going to build apartments for foreigners. The monies that they pay for rent, we're going to take that money and put it into the Sovereign Wealth Fund for the Bahamian people.
So you're going to build apartments for Bahamians, but all these for foreigners. But all these Bahamians still don't have housing.
No, Bahamians can also have access. Listen, the way we're going to do this, hold on. The Bahamians, the Sovereign Wealth Fund will be for the Bahamians. So money's coming in, we're going to empower our Bahamian people. The foreigners will be working for the Bahamian people. So the Bahamian people would be empowered. They wouldn't really need governmental assistance because we're going to empower them in other ways. But it's to help with the shanty town problems that we have. Hold on, I'm not finished yet. There will be no more deed polls for foreigners, only deed polls for Bahamians, because you cannot hide your identity. Also, too, no immigrant will be able to hold high office in the land. That's the way it is in Haiti. If I go to Haiti right now, I cannot go be the president or vice president. They do not allow that by their constitution. Also, we will give a remittance tax to Haiti to cover repatriation. They have to take a part and a role in this. Again, we're going to empower our immigration officers. We're going to increase their salary so that they are less likely to probably take a bribe or whatever, and we're going to give them equipment, all the equipment they need in order to carry it out. And the last thing I have here, we're going to have what we call sustainable immigration. We welcome legal immigration who can contribute to our economy. But it has to be regulated, and it has to be done right, and we have to have proper housing for them.
All right.
I think we have
2 minutes left, so everybody quickly
Go quick. Let me just go quick. Dr. McGyver said nobody did nothing. And that's false. The F&M was actually stopped in 2018. We had 45 structures at the time that was demolished. And I want to remind the Bahamian people that it was a judge that lifted the Shanty, the injunction in 2023 when the PLP came into office. So the F&M started the approach of taking down the illegal setups, and that was the main issue. That's where the crisis started, those illegal developments. We started to take them down, and the government at the time, like I said, the judge granted an injunction and wasn't lifted until 2023. So it stopped us from doing our immigration work apart from Dorian and COVID. And one of the things I just want to talk about before we close was that in July of 2025, the F&M unveiled its immigration plan, which is Operation She. It's securing our land in any illegal operation, heightened surveillance. And my favorite part of it is investigating the political abuse, because we are hearing reports of political interference, and we're seeing where decision makers are doing this outside of their scope of work and saying it's not wrong and giving out stuff in the church. And one of the key things we're going to do, and we've been calling for, we're going to establish a select committee on immigration, and we're going to have a private body that is made up 50% of private and civil society to take away the political interference. We're going to end unfairness and enforce stronger penalties, limit approvals, and another key point that I mentioned tonight is disclose data. And so the F&M has a real tangible plan of action that it works. You could find it on our Facebook page, you could find it on our YouTube platform, you could find it on TikTok, Instagram.
Let me get
for
on
further information, operations.
Before we go, I just want to say this. During the last administration, leader of the opposition side as Minister of Agriculture, responsibility for our Waki, there was a major immigration crisis out there. People were working out there illegally. You had foreign nationals making conch salad, something that Bahamians did. Many complaints were made to have the issue resolved, and him as minister did nothing about it. So it behooves me that he's going to present an immigration plan that we think he's going to follow. When he had one little small cubicle to clean up in terms of Haitian and other migrants, and he did nothing. Let me say this also, Brother Clint. The PLP has torn down more than 7 shanty towns. We have repatriated more than 14,000 illegal migrants. We have established a base in Inagua. We have created a blockade with our regional partners. We have seen fewer than 4 landings for 2025. That is a big dent in the immigration crisis. Although we have more work to do, although we are pushing forward in terms of controlling, and we have also increased enforcement. You see immigration officers on the road in vehicles, trucks, buses. They patrol in the neighborhoods. They check in businesses. They check in construction sites. They have roadblocks. So immigration enforcement has beefed up. And under this administration, immigration has become efficient.
That's an election ploy. That's an election ploy.
It is not. Record-breaking monies of immigration have taken in, and stricter work permit policies are in place at this present time.
I do believe, based on this immigration issue, that we have an opportunity to shift our focus from crisis management to constructive partnership. And I'm saying that because we need to, and the BCP is already in planning in regards to what we should be doing and in partnership with Haiti, because a lot of, the point is that's where the problem is. We need to go back to where the problem started and then start again. We talk about the eminent persons group in which Perry Christie is supposed to be leading. They have their meetings and they never tell us what we're doing. So how do we construct policies that are actually going to benefit the Bahamas? And so we need to see what is the benefit of working with Haiti in bringing this to pass. Of course, it's a lot more than this. And the second thing, what is the social benefit? How do we convince Bahamians that partnership with Haiti, not only the country of Haiti, but Haitians in the Bahamas, to make sure that we all eat? Because it's very important that all of us benefit from what happens regarding the management of immigration.
Okay, we're done for the night. But I got to say in this one line as I go to the closing, and then he puts the teleprompter in front of me so I can read it. Going to closing, I'm going to say you have multiple choice. All right? Government pay increase delayed till December. Problem or no problem? Go.
Problem.
No problem.
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 All right, that's our show tonight. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to stay close to the rundown. Be sure to stay locked in the ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's a final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Corval Pyfrom for all of us here at ZNS. Tomorrow night, we're going to be in London. Jesus, London.
Whoa, I want to go.
Tomorrow night, we're going to be in Long Island. Long Island, where we, of course, will have the town meeting with SPDC. So you'll be coming to you live from Long Island tomorrow night. One line, why is it a problem?
Say it again.
Why is it a problem?
Because you
public service pay raise.
You promised for September, now you're in December. You can find money for everything else.
All right, one line.
Right, they deceive the people, but they have the money to travel, but yet they're not giving the people the money.
One line.
This is the first increase in 14+ years. It's not a problem.
One line.
Because they promised, and they should do what they promised, and the public service is the key factor in keeping the government running, so they should serve them.
I'll see you in Long Island tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
Are you a talented musician ready to take your passion to the next level? Then the Bahamas National Youth Choir is the place to be. Auditions are now open for the month of September to persons ages 15 to 25 years old. We offer 2 exciting options: concert choir for those who enjoy classical and traditional music, and show choir for those who want to perform in a more theatrical setting. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an incredible musical journey. To set up your audition appointment, email us at bnycsecretary@gmail.com. Let your voice be heard with the Bahamas National Youth Choir.